beer and all that excess bullshit.
What about this new thing where some of those youngers, like 18 to 22s with the enlarged hearts?
I mean, from the vaccine? I think it's a small percentage.
What was that?
It's actually the sac around the heart, isn't it?
Yeah, the pericarditis.
Yeah, and that, we're up. And that's the lining of the heart?
Well, it's the membrane around the heart.
The sac.
Huh? Yeah, well, it's sac membrane.
Who cares if that's large, huh?
No, you care about your sac, don't you?
No, I mean, you really need to. You really need to be upset, to think about it.
We're good to go. I'll play the other side of it, too, when you're talking about it.
What are you talking about?
On the KFC.
But you really
locally, they don't do shit, and nationally, they do very, very little.
Hey, Tom, by the way, yesterday when we were talking about the rapture, I wasn't making fun. I was trying to think of the word.
I know. All I said was, here's the thing. I just want to say that it's so easy to get on the bandwagon because there are so many fucking nuts. And it just bothers me because I know people that aren't nuts. And it just bothers me, just like with anything. But
I was just trying to think of the word.
Yeah. It was rapture.
Yeah, but I couldn't think of it. And then, so I wasn't making fun. I was just trying to think of what the word was.
It's so easy to make fun. Like, I think it's... I just think it's old. It's like, okay, be done with it. It's like, who cares?
That's what I wanted to call out.
And I think this woke crowd, I'm going to tell you something.
Did you see this news?
I think religion, more so than even now, is going to fall way out of favor.
You've probably seen that.
Way out of favor. Because I'm telling you that if you have a belief that doesn't go along with the majority, you're done.
Why would they monitor?
They
were monitoring that
on the way home.
Buildings.
He was making a big deal about it.
Oh my God, he almost has a religious show now.
Oh, I know.
He almost has a religious show.
Why should people care if you're not Catholic whether or not Biden gets communion? I mean, that's something that.
Well, it is a big deal, though.
Why? If you're not Catholic,
well, first of all, I think Catholicism is the largest religion, maybe next to.
Well, Christianity is. I don't know about Catholicism.
No, it's the largest
single branch of Christian.
Right. I mean, it is a big deal to a lot of people, though.
Well, yeah, but non-Catholics.
But no, the story isn't that. The story is the fact they wouldn't give it whatever it is to the president. That's the story. No one gives a shit if Jeff gets it or not.
So, why should I care as a
not even Jeff.
Why should I
You
care?
ever tried that little Catholic hairball they give you? So you put that thing in your mouth. You need the wine just to get that thing down.
It's a little dry.
But as a non-Catholic, I don't care if Biden gets communion or not.
No, but it's interesting that we've never had a president that didn't get communion.
Is it a man or woman who contacted us about the used
hey,
condom?
Mark, he's the only second Catholic president ever.
Kennedy.
Yeah, so I say he's the second ever.
What was Bush?
They was Protestant.
Okay.
All of them have been Protestants.
Or Methodist.
There's others.
Is it Methodist?
Quaker.
We've never had a Jewish president. Carter was Quaker, right?
There's been a couple Quaker. What was Nixon? Nixon was
a fallacy.
No, he was like a Quaker or one of those.
Could have been
a Mennonite or one of those religions.
Not Mennonite, but I know he was something different.
He might have been a Quaker.
He could have been others.
But he's not a crook.
Hey, wait, we're up.
Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Until July 4th, you can get pet products 40% off with a special promo code. I'll give you the code in a second. But the website, RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Here's the promo code to get 40% off equine or pet products. It's Pet Love, all caps. Pet Love 40. All caps, Pet Love 40. 40% off. And if you want regular products, 30% off Tom in the promo code, realcbdthatworks.com. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom, and this is Friday, so we're gonna talk a little bit about cars as well. Car Friday, Car Day, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Just give us a call, and we'll see what we can do to help you. All you have to do is call, as always. We have recovered cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services for people, in the amount of hundreds of millions of dollars over the years, okay? And if you're listening for the first time, we have referralist.com for your help information and referrals. That is a primary source of great people. Then we have deals and articles in 303consumer.com. That's a consumer magazine. And, of course, we have the radio show. You can call 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. So, I hesitate to bring up this call, but I'm going to. And I'm going to try to do it with taste.
It's a sticky situation.
Okay, I knew that was going to happen. We're going to have all the humor come out.
Finger licking good.
Oh, did you say that on the air?
Oh, yes.
All right. Now listen. On a serious note. On a serious note. And don't put it up online yet, Dan.
I don't got pictures.
Yeah, dude, don't. Because I want to introduce this concept, Show Me Trouble, on Instagram. That's the account. Show Me Trouble. It's that easy. Show Me Trouble. What we're doing is posting pics and videos of things that people send to us. It's a new concept, so you won't find a lot there yet. But Show Me Trouble does have the photo for this first caller. Product contamination is something we deal with over the years. Okay? Product contamination. It could be bugs, insects in cereal. It can be a foreign object in food of some kind. And the question always is, what do you do about it? First and foremost, it is very difficult to prove. Second, if you do prove it, what really is there to go after? Are there damages? Or it just might be so outrageous, you have to let people know. Now, I'm going to tell you, over the years, there has been false reporting of contamination, false reporting, and as a result, things have had dire consequences. So I'm not going to give the name of the operation yet. You can draw conclusions, but I'm not going to give the name. But do you remember some of the old contaminated stories we used to hear? The one famous one was a rat that was fried, Now, listen, folks, I'm not going to say things don't happen. Usually, they don't happen like egregiously, like a real big offense. But this one is pretty egregious. And by the way, if you're listening and you can call about any problem, question, or complaint, that's what we do here. It's the only place really to discuss everyday life and get help without having to hire an attorney. And Jeff Vick is with us to talk car things. But right now I'm going to bring up Gina. And I'm going to ask Gina not to mention the name of the place yet, okay? I just want to vet this out a bit. But if you go to our Instagram, Show Me Trouble, you will see, but I have to warn you, okay? I would say it's R-rated. R-rated just because of the adult content. Now, a child may not figure out what they're looking at, but I have to warn you, if you're eating, you may not want to go there. You may not want to look at this. It is quite disgusting. But nevertheless, Gina truly called us with a concern, and we need to talk about it. Gina, explain it, if you could, without mentioning the restaurant.
Hey, Tom, happy Car Friday, right?
Hey, thank you very much, Gina. This is really, truly shocking. Do you swear to God you found this?
Oh, I still have it.
All right, because, wait a minute, hold on. That may be the only way to prove where it's been or what happened or whatever, seriously. Explain.
I still have it.
Explain the story. And I haven't told people what it is yet. I want you to explain it. And as I said, without mentioning the restaurant, because I truly want to look through this a little first. And again, people can go to Show Me Trouble on Instagram and see it. So go ahead. Tell us what's going on, Gina.
Okay, so it was evening, kind of at the height of COVID, I would say. And but I had gone through a drive-through restaurant and, got dinner for my family and
Sure.
Came home. And as, of course, as people with kids and hungry families know, I mean, everybody just started digging into the bag, grabbing their food. So I'm a frugal young woman. So I thought, well, I'm not going to throw out, all these condiments and whatnot. So I filled the sink with dishwater and started to wash the condiments. Everything that came in the sack I noticed was really oily. And I thought, well, maybe the butter pack had broken open inside the condiment bag, And
it was inside the condiment bag, so it wasn't in with the food.
Well, the food was in the condiment bag, but the condiments, everything that was left in the bag.
When you say condiment bag, do you mean where they put the packets of honey and the packets of mustard and the packets of ketchup and all that?
And that was in the bottom of the bag, and there were two bags. This particular restaurant serves two. It's a connected restaurant with two.
Okay, so you ordered chicken. I don't mind if we mention this. You ordered chicken. Did the chicken come in a bucket?
No, the chicken did not come in a bucket. It was individual meals from the chicken place. We didn't order the bucketed chicken. It was box meals, I believe was what was. I sent you the photos. I can't recall exactly what was on the menu.
All right, so basically, hold on. So tell me what happened. You said that you thought a butter packet had spilled in the bag.
Because everything was oily, and the oily substance that I thought was on some of the food packaging, but I just dismissed that.
So so this was a bag. Where was the chicken? Was the chicken in that bag?
The chicken was in the bag.
Okay, and also in the bag were condiments.
Were condiments, correct.
And then when you went looking for the broken condiment bag or something that was causing this mess, what did you find?
Well, I tried to wash off the condiment packets, and so as soon as I put the condiment packets into the soapy water, a fresh used condom floated to the top of the water.
When you say fresh used, I mean it was like you could see that there was stuff inside the condom. It was obvious.
I am an adult, and I knew immediately what that was.
And so you take this thing and put it in a plastic bag. You take a picture of it.
I was completely shocked, so I scooped it out and set it aside because I'm looking at all these hungry people consuming this food. And, I thought, there's a myriad of health problems that can come from consuming that.
The used condom was not in between the food. It was in the bag.
It had not been cooked. It was fresh.
Okay, whatever. It was whatever that.
It was
yeah, I see what you're saying. It was, and it was not in the food. It was with the condiments.
Correct.
So if somebody did this, well, I don't see how you do this accidentally, but if someone did this purposely, do you think they put it in with the condiments themselves, and then when people put the condiments in the bag of yours, it went in? Or did someone, do you think, put it directly in your bag because that would be easier to track down? I mean, it seems to me that this almost has to be intentional. And again, I don't want to indict everyone in the world, but you were there at a specific time and date.
Right. Well, it was during a busy time during the restaurant, and I called the restaurant, and the kid on the phone said, "Well, I can't imagine how it got in there." And I was like, "Well, I can imagine lots of scenarios."
Okay, hold on a second. Seriously, hold on, Gina. And again, we can get silly about this and have fun with it, But I really do want to explore this because I'm telling you that product contamination comes in 3 varieties: a mistake, an intentional act, or what would the third one be?
A glove? A cooking glove?
No, I'm not talking about that particular one. I'm talking about product contamination in general, Suze, is either intentional, right? It's accidental, or it is...
Infestation?
It's like I want to say it's not accidental and it's not intentional, but it is kind of a known risk. For example, like a piece of machinery or something that would be accidental, but I don't mean like that accident. I mean that's kind of like assumed risk with the process, maybe like a bone in with chicken or something like that. But I think that this could not have happened unless someone took this condom and put it in that bag. But why would anyone do that? They would have to know that someone would discover it and be absolutely shocked and call back. It's not difficult to track down people working at that time. But anyway, seriously, food contamination, have you ever experienced it? Let us know. Meanwhile, this is on Show Me Trouble. This is the new concept we're using to share photos and videos and stuff while we're on the air. And I say new concept. Instagram, of course, is not new, but we want to link to it as much as possible. This is the Troubleshooter Show. You can go to the Instagram page, Show Me Trouble. Let us know what you think. More coming up. Stay tuned for more. Okay, I don't know how. I can't see Instagram.
Serial killers and how it flagged an unusual number of seemingly random murders in Gary.
Put it back up, Dan.
It says it's not this guy. Okay.
But was ignored.
Gary, please. I can't see. This guy said it's not a condom. It's a wrist portion of a food service glove. The glove got partially melted.
How can it be the same?
I don't know.
Hey. The Art of Granite will give you prices on the phone for your granite problems. For your, they will give you prices for your marble if you want to get rid of the old marble, the old granite, the old countertops, or you just want to get new countertops altogether. They will give you a price on the phone. That's right. Why can they do that? Because they do wholesale pricing on everything when it comes to materials. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And it's all done by theartofgranite.com. Give them a call. Get your price. 303-386-5919. I want to tell you about a therapy that I think everyone should do. But a lot of people do it just for a problem. If you're sick, it'll get you over the hump. It's IV therapy, intravenous therapy, IV drip. It's one of the most common therapies there are for trauma, for dehydration, for vitamin deficiencies, for sickness. You can use it for wellness. I do it monthly. I get NAD, a cellular rejuvenation, and I get glutathione and other things. You can get whatever mixture you want. Talk to the experts at Rocky Mountain IV Therapy. They come to your home for the same price as if you went to an IV bar or a hydration bar. So why go there when you can get it at home with a medical professional? Sit home, watch your Netflix, or read a book. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. That's RockyMountainIVMedics.com. 720-987-2155.
Can it really be?
I am so
some people are saying,
wait, show me that. What's the
partially
name of it?
melted glove? They should be able to tell the difference with that.
Okay, I got to show her this.
Did you put it up?
Yeah, well, I'll put it up again. People are on.
They did work on my first Colorado home.
But they're saying it's a partially melted glove, but they should be able to tell that from a glove. See, what do you think, Jeff? Your vast knowledge.
Best products, master certified installers, and reliable owners with warranties you can trust. K&H Home Solutions. Why are we thinking this woman is so fucking dumb she doesn't know what a condom looks like? Once again, I said that in there. Why? Why are we assuming she has no fucking clue? I'm going to ask her.
Why she's so
I don't understand. Even people on Facebook going, it's a fucking glove. So the woman's that fucking dumb. Okay.
We've had dumb ones before.
Jesus.
So, there's a glove for somebody with just a stubby there? Is that what
No. A full glove, right?
That fell in the fryer.
And got partially melted.
And she's so dumb, she doesn't know that. I mean, it looks like the fucking rim around a fucking condom, no matter how you look at it.
The gloves have the rim, too.
Okay, so that's a big fucking goddamn condom.
I use a big Magnum.
I just can't believe that, like, everybody's assuming she doesn't know what a fucking condom looks like. What she should do is hold that fucker up with some tongs or something and take a picture.
If she can do a video of it and kind of pull it out, is there multiple blown up?
It's a condom for a guy with multiple extremities.
Evidently, that's for one big dickhead.
All right, take it down. Jesus.
Can't you put it on her head? Like a chicken.
She should hold it up with fucking tongs or something to see what the fuck it is. She must have by now.
When we find out if the
Did you see it starting off this way, Jeff?
Never would have.
Hey, Mark, we find out if the food was in like separate styrofoam containers.
This was in the condom.
I know she kept saying that. I almost started thinking she was fucking around there for a while. It was with the condiments. Yeah.
What else would it be?
Experts in Honda Attach would like to give you the best deal possible, and they have an A+ rating with the better.
This is going to set the pace for the rest of the day.
Oh my God! Everybody just, I can't believe people are thinking she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't. I mean, fuck.
Well, people don't think a lot of things. I mean, like, can you imagine having named your sons, Mark Leader Jr.?
This fucking thing is Mark. Mark, the fucking thing is exploding.
I'm sure.
It's fucking exploding.
The shitty part about something like that is, if one way or another, you have to live with the realization that your mom moaned your name.
Ask this simple question.
How do I get to my fucking motherfucking account? Why can't I see shit on here?
Because you're logged in as something else, man.
And MSNBC.
Are you logged into your Facebook?
Look, here I am. No, I'm talking about here. Let me see. Switch account. I'm on Show Me Trouble right here. I'm on that account, right? But how do I see the account? How do I see my posts? How do I see fucking anything? Oh, I left it in there. Oh, sorry. It's Suze has it. I'm sorry. I showed it to her. I'm sorry, Jeff.
What do you search on Instagram? See, Instagram wants you to sign up. I hate that fucking.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had posted it, but it was held until I never mind. I forgot to press a button. It's there now. It's there now. It's there now. Okay. I want to comment. Like I said, this is disgusting. But it is something, honest to God, that we are getting more and more calls about, food contamination. By the way, being car day today, I want to remind you, Sentry RV. Mark is so excited. He was able to sell his RV almost for the same price he bought it at. That's what a great price he got at Sentry RV. That's where he went. He loves that place. SentryRV.com. Up north at I-25, exit 240. Out west north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. So new or used, service to CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. I digress, but James, what is your comment on this seriously? If you went to Instagram, Show Me Trouble. And by the way, anyone who has trouble can post there, and we will give you attention and try to solve your problem if it's a bad job of any kind. So what's going on, James? What's your opinion? James? Okay. Hey, James is not there. Okay, let's talk to Mike. Mike, what's your comment?
Well, a condom and a bag of condiments, is that a new flavor of condom?
I know. There are a million jokes, but it does sound, I thought maybe, is this woman pulling our leg? But no, we talked to Gina, and she's pretty down the line. I mean, I think she's a mom. She's not. I don't think she's making up a story. What do you think happened, Mike? Do you think someone did it by accident? I mean, I don't know how you do it. How do you do it by accident?
In your sleep.
No, when you have the condom, though, how do you get it from wherever you take it off
I'm getting
into
a bunch
that bag?
of people saying it's not a condom, it's a glove. So
now,
can you ask her, is she positive it's a condom?
Now, it could be, I said, a finger cot.
Why does everybody assume, now including you, that this woman doesn't know what a condom looks like?
Mark, why am I assuming this woman doesn't know?
Yeah, you and about 20 people around here going, it's a glove. Like she doesn't know the difference between a glove and a condom?
I don't know. Mark, the photo looks like a condom to me, but what else did I say? I said
finger condom.
A finger cot, they call them. And I don't know why I guess when you have a cut or something, you can put on a finger cot.
Yes, that's right.
They make them in different sizes. Finger cots look like condoms. They really do, except they don't have a little reservoir on the tip of it. And but really they look like condoms. The thing is, I don't understand.
Ask her if she's sure it's a condom.
Okay. Gina, without getting too disgusting here, and I'm serious, man, I really want this is pretty egregious, but I want to know, could it possibly be one of those finger cots?
The diameter of it, I just have to say no, and I'm surprised that no one's concerned if this was, a consensual event or if I have evidence of a crime. I mean, it's the diameter is way too big in my opinion.
Okay, now, and there's definitely, let me get this straight. It's definitely not the finger of a glove that broke off, like a rubber glove that the finger could have torn off, because is the end of it, does it have that seam? You know what I mean, a finished edge?
Well, I didn't unroll it because of what it contained.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I haven't had any fluid inside a finger cot. Now, a finger cot, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
They're small. I even have some. And if you don't unroll them all the way, they do have a roll on the end. But, I mean, it's big. It's not small.
It's not Mark's. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We really are going to figure out, not just for this, but what to do with food contamination. Because, Mark, haven't we gotten 4 calls in the last month or so about food contamination? Isn't that weird? We haven't heard much about food contamination in the past, but people finding things in their food. And
what crime is she talking about? She said evidence of a crime, like a rape?
Well, there was blood, so maybe a rape.
She said there was blood in it. Deanna, who knows what I don't understand, okay? I understand use condoms. I understand food. I don't know how it gets there. In other words, where do you even come close to getting that there? I mean, it's not like you want to throw some
fast food restaurant with
but
a
you're
ton
at
of
work.
kids working there.
Deanna, what is your comment? Seriously, what's your comment?
So my only question I have to ask her is, what color was it? Working in the food industry for 20 years, the finger condom goes over the Band-Aid, and it actually does have...
And there would be blood on it, right? If you were bleeding, there would be blood in it.
Absolutely, but the only finger condom used in most restaurants is blue, which matches the blue Band-Aids that go underneath it.
Oh, it's not blue. No, I saw it.
Then it's not a finger condom.
It's condom color.
Well, are you sure? Now, wait, Deanna, I've seen on Amazon, we just looked, you can buy finger cots. And
yeah, but she's saying most of the places that are delivering to these fast food places are always going to use the same stuff.
But really, Deanna, are you positive? Why would they use blue? What's the reason for that? So it does show up?
I would say, so it does show up if it is found in something or actually in the food itself. But the main reason I think that it's factual is the shock factor that people get from making jokes and posting them on social media, that of being a condiment. It's a joke. It's funny. It was probably done as a joke. And it's not funny, and so I see where she's upset. I'm lost on it.
Now you say as a joke. So you feel it's a finger cot that was done on purpose, or do you think it was a used condom?
No, she's saying that would be blue.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a real condom that was used as a joke so that they could get their little buddies and be like, "Oh, look, we gave a condiment to a guest." You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
I see
You know,
what you're
with
saying.
all the cameras
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff now,
Deanna, I
you'd have
understand.
to have some balls.
Now there are a lot of cameras, but do you remember the one time those kids were in a fast food restaurant, employees at night, they were bathing in the sink? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And they made what idiots? They put it on whatever it is. They put it on YouTube or something, taking a bath, and it was in one of the food sinks. Look, I'm not trying to be sensational here, but I'm saying that we have a situation that I have never seen something this egregious where the two items shouldn't even be near each other. Let me give you an example. If you found like something like, like a screw, let's say, a screw even, and you found it inside a batter, you can say maybe it came off the mixer or something. Or if you found something that is at the least bit related, you know what I'm saying? The least bit related. But this is so outrageous that if it is a condom, and even if somebody was doing their own thing in a restroom on their break or whatever, how does it get into the bag of condiments? I mean, without somebody actually putting it there. It's not something that could be done by mistake, I don't think. Now, if it's a finger cot, it could be. So take a look at it, and I need to ask Gina if she has any.
Tell her to hold it up with some tongs and take another picture.
I don't know, Gina. Gina? Without really seriously now, is it possible to get other pictures without, really hurting yourself or contaminating yourself in any way?
Well, the longer I had the item, so what I did was I put it in one of those food sucking bags.
Yeah.
All of the whole thing,
the
including
vacuum bag.
the black bag. Right, I vacuumed it. The longer I had it out, the yellower it got.
Okay, if you can show us a picture, another picture from another angle or something, that would help us. And then I'm going to get some of our scientist kind of people to look at it.
Let's send out an engineer.
Let's tell her to try to blow it up.
When we asked her if it was a condom, she was starting to act like she didn't.
All I see are suggestions. How do I get off suggestions for me? How do I get off this? That's all I see. Like I'm on. How do I get out of these suggestions? I don't want the suggestions. I can't see my account. It just says suggestions.
You'd have to be quite a dick to throw that in your chicken.
God, that's so fucking clever. I can't get over it.
I just hope the story has a happy ending.
I mean, it's just so clever.
They also said that in the very kind of looks like it could be barbecue sauce
or ketchup.
Right now it's 71 degrees with your impact traffic.
Ask her to taste it.
It's Mattress Firm's 4th of July.
Like, what's his name? Who was it?
Hey, George mixed sex and food. Remember, he was down there eating a sandwich?
What is the most erotic
Hold on, guys.
Pastrami.
You can get the same prices as contractors if you go to Granite Liquidators. Now, the name says granite, but they have a bunch of slab material for your countertops. Of course, granite, marble, quartzite, and others. If it's in a slab, they can do it. GraniteLiquidators.com. Go to the showroom if you'd like. You can find out at Granite Liquidators about the showroom. And also, when you shop the whole slab, not tiny little samples. So the deal is this: when you find what you want, and you should shop for stone first, because that's the stuff you can't change out very easily, right? So you shop for the stone first, decorate around it. They'll put your name on it and put it aside so you can pick it up when you're ready. They'll store it for you. GraniteLiquidators.com. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, was here yesterday, and he was talking about his free market analysis or market valuation that he does for people. And I said, Frank, do you actually visit the house? Absolutely. He measures, he looks, he takes notes, he takes photos, he gets comps from the neighborhood, he talks about sales, he looks at what's in the future of that neighborhood, he will give you a true analysis way better than an appraisal. Why? Not because an appraisal isn't accurate, but what this does is it tells Frank what it will go for on the open market based on his 26 years of experience. Get your free market analysis. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No obligation. 303-920-1622.
Retirement is the...
You got to turn off your phone.
Did you take that post down?
Because this has happened 4 times now, man. 4. Just turn it off. You're more if you need it on. Like, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way.
Well, I went to go to...
I will say for sure that you are way better. The good news is way better than it was.
I went to go to Instagram.
I know.
Oh, you know when this happened?
There's got to be a way, though, just to
back in
There is
November.
no what you do with it. Okay, so just so you know, there's a way. No, like when you go to Instagram, that it won't automatically play those videos. You have to hit play. So if you want, I can help you with that.
I do not see posts.
I don't know what happened to your post, but follow me
It's
down the
not
road.
there. It's not there.
I don't know what the point is of the page because I can't post to it as a consumer. Our listeners, because it's your page.
No, people tag it all the time.
They
There are
can
ways,
tag, yes.
and then it shows up there.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
Of course,
yeah.
But I don't know why. Is it on or off right now?
Yeah, then how would we ever see it?
Is it being removed?
Your salesperson twist your arm into buying a timeshare.
Mark, Tom, you know when this...
No, it's there.
Never be available.
I think it's there. I can't tell because I can't fucking see it.
That salesperson also forgot.
How do you see your own?
Year after year after year. It's not right, and it's not your
But
fault.
I had to click on
Whether you bought decades
It's so
ago, or
hard
days ago,
to use fucking Instagram. I've never seen something so
process has
difficult.
helped thousands of people get out of unwanted
So if it didn't come
I
up
know
with
what happens, Ken. You just open Instagram and all of a sudden it's one complaint.
it doesn't come up in my
There's a setting for that.
another link.
But there is a setting, and that's where I was trying to get to.
I know the
Right
link
there.
in bio. I get that. But I'm
Okay.
talking about the actual Instagram itself.
And the only other place, do you mind? I'll go to one other place for you.
Yeah, her name's there.
Okay. That's her name?
Suzanne, when you go there, do you see?
Are you reading what I'm reading?
Yeah.
No, it's not there anymore. I thought you deleted it.
Are you shitting me?
Right.
It's fucking not there.
No. Look at her other names.
That's her last name.
With Plumline,
It's in one of those places, like I know it exists.
and stewardship
There.
service at home.
Contacts, camera, notification.
You think so?
Okay, one place.
Put that up so people can see that.
Let me look on my phone and then I'll post it on your next one.
Susan, you looked and it's not there.
No, I thought you deleted it.
I didn't fucking delete it. It keeps getting deleted. It's
Oh,
fucking.
there it is.
Well, that's. But, okay.
Maybe you have to complete. You want me to mess with it?
So
Complete
what
your
the fuck is
profile.
going on?
Maybe you need to complete your right here. Complete your
This is
profile.
what I got when I went
What does
to
it mean?
the cashier.
What does it mean?
Why now?
Well, it just right here, it says 2 of 4 complete. So you need to maybe complete your profile.
Suzanne,
I can mess with it for
Suzanne,
you
is
if
this
you
what
want.
you got when you went away?
Yes.
That's what I got, Tom.
No post yet.
That's what I was looking for.
Why the fuck isn't it being posted?
Because, well, don't delete it.
It
Because,
says to post.
right, but I think it's because you haven't completed your profile. I'll just have to look.
Mark, just take. Never mind. This is fucked up.
I'll go look.
No, I'm gonna have somebody do it. I'm gonna have somebody do it.
She's right though. If someone goes to send us pictures of stuff,
No, they do it all the time in Instagram. Okay. They don't post to your account. They tag it, and it shows up there.
right?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, folks, I don't know what's happening, but I have posted this twice, and it was taken down. Now, is that automatic? Does Instagram take things down automatically, or what? I'm not talking about vaccinations. I'm not talking about Fauci. All I'm doing is showing some food contamination. Maybe someone can help me. But I don't know. I posted it twice, and twice it was removed. So we'll have to figure that out. I got to figure out what's wrong with the account. But show me trouble. Let me know if you looked at it and saw it. 303-713-TALK. James has a comment on the condom. A woman claims to have found a used condom in her food. She ordered some fast food, some chicken, and found it. and sent us a photo, and it looks disgusting. We're wondering, you know, it's not like something that could happen like naturally, like maybe a screw or a piece of hardware fell off of a machine or something like that. This would almost have to be intentional. And we get a lot of complaints about contamination, but we've never really, there's not much you can do about them most of the time, and the damages are not severe.
Did you see the date on this? Did she tell you?
When?
This is November.
It was in the fall.
Oh. Oh.
She tried to get resolution herself and couldn't, so reached out to us.
Oh, I see. I see. Hold on. Stay on, Gina. James, what's your comment?
So somebody had a used condom just laying around?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. How the hell could that happen?
Well, I think you got to look to the word condiment.
Yeah.
I think that I think it's 100% prank. Sorry, I mean I'm probably speaking for more than half of your viewers.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. They maybe did it as a joke. Condiment. Let's give you a condom.
Or it's a phony phone call to us, maybe.
Yeah, but Gina just doesn't sound like a joker to me.
I don't know. She said condiments like 25 times.
No, let me ask you the truth, though. Do you really feel that she's making this whole thing up? No, seriously. Now, do you?
After I found out, and I'm looking at this receipt, and it's back in October or November of last year, that's a little weird to be calling us 8 months later.
Okay, let's talk about that, Gina. Why are you calling later? What's going on?
Well, hang on. I sent you a photo of a size comparison of the opening versus a quarter. It's
All
much
right.
bigger than a
I'm going to put those back in. And by the way, just for those going to the Instagram page, go to the link in bio. I posted a picture there. That's not being deleted. But for some reason, whenever I post this picture, it gets deleted. And I don't know why. Maybe I'm not doing it right. But I'm going to give it. I got a friend who's going to be working with me on social media. If you're listening, would you please text me? Because I'm going to give you the account information. You need to go in and troubleshoot this. But anyway, Gina, so what were you trying to do in these 8 months before contacting us?
Well, I mean, I've already contacted a lawyer and I've had no resolution. So I'm
What
more
do
or
you
less
think? I mean, when you said when you
no one even cares, you know, that's ridiculous.
Okay. Here's what I'm asking though.
Ridiculous.
What are you asking for?
I'm not asking for anything. I mean, I would have liked for someone to have at least reprimanded the restaurant.
You know, that particular restaurant, that's another thing, and I don't want you to give it over the air again because we really do want to look into this a little further. But it is a particular restaurant at a particular time and a particular date. And by the way, what time of day was it?
It was in the evening, maybe 6 something.
How many people were working, and were they mostly kids or what?
It was 2 kids at the window, but I was, you know, you couldn't go in at that time. I mean, it was everyone was.
Okay.
You know, it was at the height of COVID.
Did they giggle or act weird or anything?
Oh, no, it was a huge, long line, and they just shuffled our food out, you know, and supposedly everyone's doing all this cleaning, you know, but I would have thought at least the police would have cared and investigated if, you know, something, or Kentucky Fried Chicken would have even said, wow, that's terrible.
All right, hold on one sec. Hey, hold on. I bleeped out when she said the name of the restaurant only because I want to be really fair here and an abundance of caution. It might have gone off online. Listen, because I'm not saying this happened or didn't happen or whatever. We're exploring this. Okay, she called, and the call is real, and we're trying to figure it out. So I did. If people heard a dump there on the air or a jump, it's because I hit the delay on that one. I'm just trying to be fair here. But I'd like to know, have you ever experienced food contamination? And what do you expect when you do come across that? Deputy Dollar, what kind of follows do you have? What's going on, sir? Deputy Dollar, are you there, sir?
Oh, sorry. There was kind of a little...
Yes, sir. Give us one quick follow-up.
Okay. So Carla, who called the show this week and was going to take her dog in for the spay clinic.
Yes,
today.
I remember. And what was the issue with Carla? There was some issue with the spay clinic. Oh, they
Didn't honor her appointment.
They took a deposit
Right.
of $150, right? And then what happened? She wanted her deposit back. Did she cancel it?
Yes, she did.
But why? But wasn't
actually,
it? Wait,
her deposit was $50.
It was 50. Here's what I want to ask. What was the problem? Why was it canceled, the appointment?
I'm not sure why she canceled it.
Suze, didn't she say that they did not have down the right day?
I don't know what. I
something
wasn't
like
here,
that.
Tom.
Okay. Anyway, what's the bottom line here?
So the bottom line is their executive director has been out of the office for 3 weeks because her son passed away.
Oh, my God.
And, yeah, I know. And they refunded Carla the money and also provided Carla with like 7 or 8 vet hospitals that do low-cost things. So,
well, that's very nice of them. Honest to goodness, that's very nice of them. And, of course, they were having some extenuating circumstances. But they did refund the money. Thank you very much. We're going to come back for more follows. Hold on.
Tell your smart device.
Did we ever find out what Gina wants?
No, she's a counselor. She didn't say. She said not really much. She just wants to. That's like I said, she's a counselor.
Just wants to make people aware.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is
I'll go and get this call. But I got this John, man.
We got spots. I didn't even look.
Fix it. Now, is Fix It, it is live, right? It's not called or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and her credit card, it looks like it's a business credit card. It says
Okay, but what we're supposed to do, like we corrected one yesterday, if it says Rec Live or anything other than Live and I'm supposed to do it, I have to take a picture of the log and send it to them. I did it yesterday and it fixed. They actually tracked it down that way. I don't know why they can't do it with I need that. I need the pic. I understand, but I need a picture of it on the log.
Okay, get ready.
I can't fucking believe I should have done that live. FixMyHome.com. Remember the name. Fix It 24/7. Right now, new AC and furnace systems. Complete systems starting at just $77 a month. I'm going to tell you a real deal. And he predicted this months ago, and people said, no, it's not true. He said there was going to be a disruption in the supply chain and that there would be delays getting new units, and it's happening. You do not want to be stuck if you have something broken down or going into the winter and not be able to replace it. Fix It wants to get ahead of it, and they've stocked up on $39.39.
All right, check it out. If you ever have any issue whatsoever with your homeowner's insurance or maybe your garage keeper's insurance, if you have a auto shop or any kind of commercial policy, you need to call Matt at Paragon Services. This is the guy that got me $70,000 when my insurance company said I didn't have any damage. He can even open up a claim that was done 2 years ago. 719-726-0020, 719-726-0020.
You see the other picture she sent with the board?
Yeah. I don't know why she just doesn't hold it up, though. Why did she send this, do you know? Just for the information of where it was.
I'm just
Same with the quarter? How big it was, I guess.
So if someone sends us a picture on Instagram, I don't fucking understand Instagram. That's why I don't have an Instagram account. I could care less about Instagram is probably the better way to put it.
Well, it's gotta be.
It's fucking people knitting and showing pictures of it, damn it.
No, they show a lot of pictures of their dog. That's what my son and his friends do.
Just, yeah.
They send pictures of themselves and their dog.
You're able to pull out cash from your home equity so you can pay off credit card balances, personal loans, whatever you
Instagram stays up though, right? What's that one the kid sent that comes down right?
Well, they have stories. Because your Instagram, you can also do stories, and they only last so long. Same on Facebook. You have a little store you can do, and it will eventually be deleted. It goes away.
What was the one the kids used that would just go up for 15 seconds, whatever, and stuff? Snapchat.
You can keep stuff up, though.
Okay, yes.
And the big thing with that is kids just screenshot it, so they have it forever. Doesn't matter.
These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shiny pipes.
This is very few job was, and she should be able.
Why is she calling 8 months later?
Because she wanted an apology. And free chicken.
This is Colonel Sanders.
We don't even know what you
I'm
want.
going to give you my own special blend.
I'll give you my special sauce.
This is Popeyes. I asked her, what does she want? She hasn't even said.
She wants a free bucket of chicken. Do they still have buckets? I haven't been through there forever.
I think I assume that
He does got good chicken.
I don't know why he doesn't even want to say the restaurant. He's confused me on this one.
Sure.
Because he wants to make sure that it really happened.
Well, that could be said for every fucking call we get, Doc. Every single call we get, that could be said for.
What about that guy, remember, who bit on a bone and broke his tooth?
No, I was a woman. I got her. I helped her sue fucking, who was the burger place? Red Robin.
Right.
She got all her money back, too. I knew she would.
I'm going to go in and do this.
$1,200
Zoom call.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay, and then just.
I'm still completely lost why you don't want to say the name.
Well,
because it could go for every single call we ever have. It could go for it. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. But not really. This is so egregious and so disgusting.
Yeah, it's a different level of grossness, but
I don't know, Mark. It doesn't
like
really
to hammer it, like Red Robin when she called.
I'm not
up.
claiming it makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a gut feeling.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I don't know. I don't know. And I'd be bullshitting about it. But what I'm saying is, it just sounds so shocking that if it turns out not to be true or something else, it's almost irreparable. You can't take that back. It's like the rat. They found a rat.
Oh, did you see that picture?
I know.
The big KFC one back in the day was they said they were making chickens with like 6 legs and shit. Which I don't even understand why that would be bad.
She called the restaurant.
If you could literally genetically make a chicken with more fucking legs or wings, I mean, you'd find a problem with that?
Then you don't have to worry about what you
Would you like to, how about a deer that's got like 8 legs? Wouldn't you be kind of like, hey, I got that?
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now listen, we can solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. I'm going to ask Gina to please hang on. We are investigating this. Gina, the store's aware of it, right? You told them about it. Did you talk to corporate at all?
Well, I retained a lawyer, and so he sent them a letter.
What did the lawyer tell you? Did the lawyer say, well, I can help you, but you're not going to get anything? There were no damages. I mean, or did he say, oh, this is so shocking, I'm sure you're going to get something? Really, what? I don't even know why you hire an attorney. And again, Gina, I'm not accusing you of gold digging. I'm not accusing of you doing anything wrong. I just need to know, why would you hire an attorney? What were you thinking?
Well, this was an attorney that I was associated with through a business that I was in.
Okay, so you just basically said, hey, man, what do I do about this? I get it. So,
and he was horrified. He
but
said,
what was his thought? You know, this is the thing, Gina. Horrifying. There are so many things that are horrifying that you can't do anything about. Gina, let me give you an example. There was a little infant one time that had prescription medicine. And it was, wait till you hear this. This medicine just didn't look right to the mom for some reason. I don't know. It turned out it was nitroglycerin or something like that, as opposed to the other thing this baby was supposed to have. It would have absolutely killed her baby. I mean, killed her baby. And she had put it on the baby's lips and then removed it and said, this just looks weird. It was dissolving too quickly. So she wanted to sue. But think about it. This would have absolutely, positively killed her baby. But here's what happened. The attorney says it's stupid to sue on coulda, woulda, shoulda, because it didn't happen. And there are things that horrify you, but it doesn't mean you get results. You see what I'm saying?
Well, he just said, that he would be happy to send them notification, and that he, if there was any if they gave me money, that I didn't have to give him any money unless it went to trial. But then
I get it. I
but
totally
then
get it.
Went on, they weren't even. I wanted to, number one, document the circumstance in case any of us came down with hepatitis or.
No, I get it. Because you guys had already been eating, right? You've already been eating, and I get that.
We had already consumed more than half the food.
Hold on. And Madonna, you need help moving. Is this before the move or after the move?
No, this is before to put it all in storage.
Okay, good, but I'm glad you're contacting us before so we can help you avoid mistakes. I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot to talk about. Hang on.
Okay, Mark, thank you. I'm going to go in and get this done here, and then... Ugh,
I didn't hear about the lawyer thing, but that tells me she's looking for.
No, I don't know. She said it was a friend of hers. I mean,
I wonder what she wrote.
I don't know.
If she thought it was a crime, she should take the cops.
Well, she did say it was a crime. She said
she did say she took it to the cops. I would doing it.
She said
she did. Can you
she
imagine
thought,
being that poor
She
officer?
said she thought this might be evidence in a crime because there was blood, like a rape or something. She didn't think it was a crime on her. But here's the other thing. She just doesn't sound like she's looking for money, but I don't know. She did talk to her attorney, and I said, what do you, but you'd be shocked, and that's why this is a good topic. You don't know how many people believe that if you find something in food, you get fucking money. It's just weird.
As far as the blood,
I got this guy.
You don't know if
He says
Instagram
Instagram
menstrual blood or if that's...
he can't. He said there's no filters that take photos.
Mark, ask her what she wants.
Except for naked
Nobody's
bodies.
asked her that.
Are you coming back or you're gone for the day?
Oh no, I just gone out for 15 or 20.
Oh, gotcha.
Didn't she say that? She wasn't looking for money.
Mark, can you
What's
do
she looking for?
on in-house?
I think
just do me a favor.
that they said, hey, this is too bad.
Mark, could you just do Genesis Solar for an in-house thing? This
What's
hour
too
brought to
bad?
you by, and it's only a 30.
Did she check the serial number on the bottom of it?
What's
She
that?
said she wanted to
check the serial
document it
number
in
on the
case
bottom of
any
it?
of them ended up with hepatitis or something, or ended up with something nasty, an
Did you see the
STD
serial
in their
numbers on the
mouth.
bottom, right?
Yes.
I think she's looking for it. So you know who she is?
No,
Not going to fall for that one?
Who was the one that got the cheap condoms on Seinfeld?
George did.
wait, what do you mean?
They were free, right, or something?
Is that a bad thing?
No, I think Kramer got
But
them.
I'm saying she should know. That's her.
Hey, Elaine got the sponges.
Sponges. I'll take 3 sponges. How many are in a box? I'll take 10 sponges. How many are in a case? Okay, I'll take the case.
Are you going to complain about your consumer problem today?
What's mine?
Hulu?
Oh, man.
I'm surprised
Yes.
you're not like all over
Yes,
that.
I am
Leave
all
it
over
to
it
me
now.
to remind him of his
What
own
happened to
problems, Jeff.
Oh,
That's
my
my wife.
God.
She knows what all my woes are.
Do you have Hulu?
So they just got rid of Seinfeld?
Yep.
On Hulu. Now, it
Did you
works
know
for
that? It's
me.
going to Netflix.
Oh, is it really?
It works for me because now we watch it on Plex and it shuts down after a couple of hours. We watch it on Hulu. It goes all night
Oh,
long,
really?
and I gotta
I
turn
didn't
it
know
off
that.
when it wakes me up. Anyway.
ABC News Plus. At least 3 people are dead
My
and
opinion is
hundreds
looking for
injured
a
after a rare tornado tore through parts of the
This is
Czech
the last
Republic.
ditch effort.
7 towns and villages are badly damaged. Police officers and members of the military are all joining.
God, how does he hear?
Rubble. The Pacific Northwest, meanwhile, is bracing for a record-setting heat wave. Triple-digit temperatures in Seattle and Portland are likely through Monday. Trevor Ault, ABC News.
Free site evaluation.
So what did George say? Remember George says, my boys can swim. My boys can swim.
Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours.
Harris avoiding border crisis.
Microban 24.
I've been here before. I've been here before.
But she didn't really go to the media.
She is so confrontational, man. She's almost like Trump in that way. She hates the fucking media.
I know, but she doesn't get blasted like Trump does.
She gets blasted more than Biden does.
She's going to be the next president unless we can get Nikki Haley to run.
Oh, I don't think that ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Well, it's Nikki,
the governor from fucking
Harris,
Florida.
Yeah, DeSantis.
He's great.
You don't think Harris is going to run?
I don't care if she runs now. She ain't gonna get to nod.
No, she ain't.
She's not strong enough candidate. She couldn't even get through Iowa. She's not gonna get.
Her only chance of being president is if Biden croaks.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Well, or if they push him out. You know, because all they have to do is say he's incompetent and get him out of the way. I honestly think they want to try to get him to 2 years and a day before they move him out of the way. Because that way she's still eligible for 2 terms.
Right. They'll let him finish out the term.
I even think they don't realize that she's...
It does. No, they're already... It doesn't matter because the House and Senate are going to fly back the other way. I mean, it's not going to fucking matter.
I hope for the Republicans' sake, Trump does not run. Because he'll split the vote.
He might, but fuck, man, let's not forget, he got 76 million fucking votes.
But that's because that... But,
okay, then who's going to get up there that's going to get... It's a simple question, though. It's going to get 76. I like him.
Nikki Haley?
I think if Trump backed him...
If he backed him, I mean, they're already talking about redraw the congressional lines inside Florida, which means Trump may end up running for one of those seats in the Mar-a-Lago area. If he gets that, and we win back the House inside 2022, there's a possibility he could actually put up as Speaker.
I think he could get the House.
I thought I read a thing that he didn't want to be that.
But catch up, if you're going to go to Tyler, I just spelled his name the last name how it sounds, it's Byrne. He's a new referral list member. He's actually just in the past week done Stephanie Rick's windows and Tommy's windows. I don't know if you want to mention that. He also has a screaming deal, and I told him to make it screaming.
What is it?
50% off.
Well, what is that? Okay, I'll ask.
Yeah, I mean, just saying.
How far does he go? Does he want to go to Cimarron?
Or Cimarron.
Stay between Gunnison and Montrose.
Oh, that's far away.
We can actually use ours.
I got 2 large
I think
windows
we
I
should
want to
use them
replace.
to wash ours. I've been wanting to get ours cleaned.
Oh, he doesn't replace windows? He's cleans windows?
He's cleaning and pressure washing.
Oh, no, I don't need him.
You can clean your own windows. I got my own window washer at home.
There you go. It looks an awful lot like my dishwasher.
She's about 5'6". She's kind of lazy. I pay her in beer.
That's the only thing you said that's true so far.
Seal's broken on 2 of my windows in front of the house. One to replace them, one to tint them.
You got moisture in between
Yeah, it needs some conversation. I mean, I can live with it for a while, but if I'm going to replace them...
Just go to referrallist.com.
You can
find somebody who's going to go down to Cimarron.
Oh.
Yeah, that's...
I always thought that was a ranch in Nevada or something.
If you can... We're almost dead nuts in between Gunnison and Montrose.
Do you live there full time or is that...
No.
Summer, like just hunting?
I've got a cabin over there.
Okay.
And then, well,
how many herbs and spices does anybody remember? You sure?
No. Oh, you mean for KFC?
I think it's 11, actually.
I thought it was 11.
I think it's 11, actually. I think it was a right number.
I got to get used to this new intro.
11.
And I think it's long.
I'm running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
What's up,
This
folks?
is the Troubleshooter Show.
All right, one of these
Now,
days I'll get
Tom
used to this
Martino.
new intro. Is it just me, or is it like 20 minutes long? Honest to goodness, I think it's pretty long. All right, listen. 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. I don't know how much more of the condom call. Yes, if you just tuned in, a lady found her condom in a chicken bag or somewhere with chicken. I'm not supposed to say what company it is, but...
Maybe it was a chicken's condom.
Maybe it was a chicken's condom. But, 11 herbs, spices, there's different things out there. So hint, I'm dropping hints. Red, white,
buckets. You're getting the idea. It's got something to do with that. But she apparently opened the bag up, and at the bottom of the bag was a, as Gina put it, Gina, you call it a fresh used condom, right?
That's correct.
You know, I don't think in all the years that I've been doing this show with Tom, I have ever started off the show talking about prophylactics in any form. Gina, real quick, what do you want out of this? Because really that's what it comes down to. You want everybody to know what happened. I understand that, and we've done a pretty good job.
I want people to understand that, you know, there was just an incident in Chicago. You know, you are responsible for knowing what restaurant you're frequenting, and there's nobody's going to reward you or maybe even acknowledge what happened to you.
Yeah.
And you need to be careful about where you eat and frequent businesses that are reputable. You know, if you go into the restaurant and the floor is sticky, you know, that is an issue. And, you know, there's no magical hose that's going to pour out to you, you know, wholeness at the end if you're horrified.
You know, one of the things I like, I think it's California, don't they put the grade of the restaurant, like, right in the window where everybody can see it? I'm almost sure it is. That's one of the things I like about California. I have wondered why it was the View House over on I-25. They got like an F rating, and the only place I heard about it was like on one small news source somewhere. But who would ever know that? I wonder why we don't do a better job in Colorado of pointing out places that aren't clean when it comes to eating. I don't know why we don't do a better job.
The inspector has to find it, not a patron. If the inspector would have gone in and found this in the condiment bucket, or wherever, you know, even if it wasn't intentional and someone just tried to discard it, and it ended up getting scooped up into my food, unless the inspector finds it, that's not a violation. I mean, I can't prove. The only reason I saved it was because if there's ever litigation,
why don't you take a real picture of it, get some tongs, and hang it up, and let's figure out if it's a condom or not. Honestly, the more I look at it, the more I'm starting to wonder if it's actually even a condom.
Well, because it's pushed together.
Well,
I mean,
unpush it together.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, let's figure out what it is. You've had this thing for 8 months. Grab 2 tongs or use your fingers or whatever. Put some rubber gloves on and stretch it out. Let's see if it's a condom. Can you do that?
Yep, let me get it out again.
All right, hold on. 303-713-8255. I don't play around with this stuff. I want to know if it's a condom. Everybody hang tight. We're going to find out. We're going to have Dan go over there. Dan, you're an engineer. I want you to go over there after she pulls the thing apart and tell us what's going on. You get it? I know it's a sticky situation, Dan. All right, Sam, what's going on? This sounds horrible. A $17,000 bill. What's it for?
For an hour in an ER for an allergic reaction.
Oh, man, ERs. I get so upset thinking about them. And they just passed a law. Actually, they passed it a while back, but it just went into effect where they have to put up different services and how much they cost. But to be honest, it's still a joke. It really doesn't matter. You're going to have to negotiate. Do you have insurance and your insurance company said it was at a network or something, or you simply don't have insurance?
I do have insurance. I actually have insurance through Connect for Health Colorado, which I was very grateful for until, of course, I needed to use it.
Yeah, so what happened? What did you I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me take a stab at this. So you probably have a high deductible policy, so you're going to have to come $7,000 out of pocket?
That's correct.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Not exactly that number, but pretty much.
Yeah, it's about $7,500 this year. It just all depends when it happens. So let me tell everybody out there that loves their Obamacare. There's a bunch of people that love it. Let me tell you what it did. It basically made health insurance impossible to pay for. That's what it did, and it gave some free stuff to the 1% on the bottom. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing whatsoever, but for everybody in the middle, everybody in the middle, and everybody on the top, it is an outrageous price, and here's what happens. Here's my plan, and I'm not kidding. Here's what we have. We pay about $1,200 a month. Is that right, Suzanne? Very close.
Yes.
$1,200 a month. Every month we pay that. Now, when we go into the doctor, with the exception of once a year for a physical, anything else we pay cash for until we hit $12,000 as an entire family or $7,500 for an individual. So no matter how you look at it, If we have any issues whatsoever, we pay $20,000 a year in coverage. If we have no issues, we pay $13,000 to $14,000 a year. What I would do, Sam, is I would try to go to the hospital. I mean, literally go to the hospital, find out where the billing department is, and sit down with them and see if you can't negotiate it down.
Totally, and I plan on doing that. It's just a matter of, I guess, shock that that's even how the system works.
It's egregious, and
that much money.
No, most people have no idea. So here's what happened to us one time. Our daughter went into the emergency room. We were in there for less than an hour and a half. Someone rear-ended her, so we end up at the hospital meeting her. She had I think they did an MRI, they did a CAT scan, and maybe an X-ray. They did like 3 things. Less than an hour and a half altogether. That includes registration into the hospital, everything. Yeah. $36,000. So we ended up hiring an attorney. Yeah, $36,000. So we ended up hiring John Fuller. John Fuller actually negotiated that $36,000 down to about $4,000 to give you an idea. So you can definitely negotiate this stuff down.
That's wild. Well, I appreciate the advice, and yeah, it's just funny that we're in a situation where you have to negotiate for a basic service like that.
What kills me is if you go in there with one insurance company, they might pay $100. You go in there with a different, you might pay $300. You go in there paying cash, it could be $25,000. It's crazy. And then if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, they pay almost next to zero. It's absolutely outrageous. Speaking of outrageous, I need to vent for a second. Hulu. You realize these bastards got rid of Seinfeld? Yeah, I said it. So it was done last night. I go to turn on to get my nightly fill of the gang, and it's gone. Now it comes on Netflix, but not for months. So now it's months later. How come it's nowhere right now? Now, lucky I have every episode, so calm down, and I don't want anybody bum rushing my house to get them because they're all digital. No one can touch them. But I have all of them. If you guys watch, and I know a lot of people on YouTube love Seinfeld, it's off Hulu now, so I hope you have it. I hope you have it somewhere. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, Mark, there's a show called For All Mankind, which is a sci-fi show, and in that, they used to watch the Bob Newhart show, and they lost their communications. So what they did was they acted out the episodes. So you guys watch Seinfeld so much that you and Suzanne and Deputy Dan should just act out each episode. It'll be the same as watching it because you guys are fanatics.
You know what's funny is I bet Dan and I could act out quite a few of them. And I'm not kidding. I bet we could. Hey, listen, real quick. I forgot some housekeeping. Genesis Solar, you got to check these guys out. We've been talking about Genesis forever and a day. You can get a full evaluation and figure out how much money you can save with solar in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I'll give you the phone number. They do it all remotely. They basically got satellite pictures. They look right at your roof. They can do all the math. They'll tell you how much you can save. They have a 25-year bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty and a 25-year energy production guarantee. No money down, no cash out of pocket. Check these guys out. 720-667-4760. 720-667-4760. Everybody hold tight. We've got questions, comments coming up right after this.
Ask a simple question. Ask everyone you know what matters to them. Work the angles.
You want your water?
Ciao, guys. And trust standards over hearsay. At MSNBC, this is who we are.
So it was probably about 25 years ago, I met Ted Rowland. He's the owner of K&H Home Solutions. I met him because I owned a computer business, and I sold him probably like 10 or 15 computers back then, and I got to know him, and I got to know his company, and they're great people. What I really love about these guys are completely Energy Star rated. They comply with all the EPA guidelines, and they manufacture their windows to last a heck of a long time, and they actually manufacture them so that you save money on your electric bills. 64 years in business. In fact, Tom had some stuff done at his old house in Franktown years ago, and about 15, 20 years after he built that house, guess what? He had K&H windows. He had a warranty issue, and it wasn't because it was because of Tom. It's because that's their warranty. They came out, they replaced the windows. I couldn't be more happy. You know, custom fit, beautiful, energy efficient. You have to check these guys out. 303-421-7100. They got great specials going on. Have entry doors. They do siding. It's just a great company. 303-421-7100 or khwindows.com. Now, a company that I have used numerous times is Mitch Floria. He's the owner, and it's the Art of Granite. What I love about the Art of Granite, they make it simple to get a price on new countertops and cabinets. Take some pictures of your existing kitchen or bathroom, whatever your project is. You're going to send them, email them, text them over to Mitch. He might ask for a few measurements. Then he'll tell you exactly how much that job's going to be. You can't get a better way to do it. Check them out. They've got all the hard surfaces you're ever going to want. Just go to theartofgranite.com, theartofgranite.com.
Mark, can I make a suggestion?
No.
We spent over an hour on the condom. I think people are getting bored with it.
People are getting bored with you, Doc.
That's true.
They're done with Dan.
You want your water there?
Yeah.
It's right
So
there.
kill the Gina
There's
Club?
top on it though. I don't
know if Tom still wants it up, but I've had my fun with it.
I mean, he should be back soon. I can just ask.
Oh wait,
He wanted to talk-
unless she gets a better picture.
He
She said
wanted.
she was.
Ask her if she got that.
Yeah, did you see the new picture?
Did
It's
you
either-
send a new picture, Gina?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
How'd you get it?
Let me see it.
Okay, wait, let me just get it on.
Okay.
Was it in help? Yeah, I got it.
Don't rinse it. Okay, hang on.
I still haven't had the balls to ask her to taste it.
She says the reservoir's up in the back. I'm like,
Nope. So she didn't get a picture, or she did?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, that's the old one. That's the same one. That's the one next to the quarter dam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. No one.
Oh, that's the one I got.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want you to do, Dan. I'm going to send you out on the side. You need to get to the bottom of this.
You see this?
Oh, is that it?
No, but this is.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
I don't know who sent that.
okay, I sent you guys the picture. I see what she was saying. It was stuck to the bag. So the picture she just sent.
So in 8 months, this woman hasn't fucking tried to figure out if it was a condom or not.
That was the.
That's the latest one. It should be at least. No, it's that one was. Oh, that was 37 minutes ago. Refresh. Go back and refresh.
What about screening for colon cancer? Not yet. Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages.
The little arrow.
The little circle arrow. Ken, to the left.
Oh,
to that. Yep, just hit that.
It looks like it's tore.
There you go.
There you go.
She said it's stuck to the bag.
You getting it ready to put up?
You want me to put it up?
I'm starting to think that's a glove or something.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a condom either.
The more she moves it, the more.
Yeah.
And how come 8 months she hasn't tried to figure out if it's a freaking condom?
It doesn't look like a condom to me.
It looks like it gets bigger on the bottom.
But here, she keeps saying that she doesn't want anything. She wants people to know, so on and so forth. But then she keeps talking about if it goes to court, what are you going to try to get the courts to do?
Exactly. I'm with you.
Free bucket of chicken.
Go down to Mexico.
Free chicken.
A little bit smaller.
Oh man, I was in Jamaica one time, and they were smoking chicken in an old oil drum, and giving out free samples, and I was pretty hungry, so he hands me one. It did not look like any piece of a fucking chicken I've ever seen. Tasted good though.
The iguana's badass. I like the iguana.
Oh.
So is alligator. Alligator's really good too.
Yeah.
Just take
Tastes
that
like chicken.
Take that tail meat. Everything tastes almost
If you
everything.
deep fry it, it fucking all that shit's all right, right?
Almost everything tastes like chicken.
We can try that.
I think I've had rattlesnake.
Have you had rattlesnake?
Does the fork have that, or the fork?
I'm sure it does.
Or maybe,
what's that one?
There's
along
some
the-
weird place by the rails downtown.
Yes.
It's the Buckhorn Exchange.
Buckhorn.
Yeah, I heard the oldest liquor store in the state.
You ever been to the
number one liquor sales license?
You ever been
number
to
two?
Oh wait, number one liquor license in Denver?
Original.
No, Colorado.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. You ever been to the Buck Snort?
Where's that at?
I think it's up by Evergreen. I've been there, but I haven't been there in like 15 years. In fact, there used to be, you remember that old hot dog shaped hot dog place?
Yeah, it's over in Bailey now.
It was basically,
Yeah, Bailey.
where did it used to be? Because it was kind of on the way to go to the Buck Snort.
It was on Conifer. Along the highway.
All right, 303-713-8255. Gina sent another picture. Honestly, I'm not gonna finish up with her. Tom might want to talk to her again, but Gina, I can't believe in 8 months you haven't figured out how to unstretch this thing to see if it's a condom or not. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else to say about it. The more you move it around and take other pictures, the more I don't think it's a condom. Are you really convinced it is?
Well, at the time, when I sealed it in the bag, it was obvious that it was a condom. And I assumed that by continuing to manipulate it, when I stored it, I was thinking about, how is someone going to determine
where'd you store it?
Condom it is. I vacuum packed it. Now, if I take that I have.
Yeah, if you take it where? Go ahead.
If I take that out and I take some oil, I can stretch it out probably, but it's really thin and all stuck together, just like a condom is. So,
yeah.
But I don't think I'm ever going to get resolution on it.
I don't think so either. I mean, it sucks. And even, let me say this, even if it's not a condom, it doesn't matter what it is. It was in your sack of food. So, I mean, that sucks. I don't care what it is. A condom being probably close to the worst scenario.
Mark, remember the cough drop you found in our Chinese food? You were so grossed out for so long.
That drove me crazy. I'm a little crazy when it comes to food like that. If this happened to me, I would have went right back there and literally caused hell. I'll tell you the one, and Tom hates me telling this story because he doesn't agree with me, but remember the one-tooth waitress at Sherry's?
You're still talking about her 15 years later.
I've never been
forget.
so grossed out in my life. She looked like she just smoked a meth pipe, and she comes over to take our food order, and she's got one tooth hanging out, one shaggle. And I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I've never seen any representation like that when it came to someone serving you food. And you know what? I'm going to get all the hate mail now, but I'm used to it, I promise. Joe, what is going on with your daughter?
Hello?
Yeah, Joe, what's going on?
Oh. Well, my daughter was going down 80th Avenue. She had the green light, and this other girl she was making a left turn from the other side, and she pulled over, and my daughter hit her. And
well, hold on. I'm sorry. So your daughter is coming to an intersection, correct?
Right, correct.
And then across from her, the other person is making a left?
Correct.
And did they have an arrow to make the left? Who got the ticket, if anybody?
No, she got the ticket.
Your daughter?
Other girl. No, not my daughter.
Oh.
The other girl did.
Okay. How is your daughter, by the way? Is she okay?
Yeah, she was all right.
All right, so what's going on?
So my daughter slammed on her brakes and hit her in the back end. And the girl took off.
Oh, man.
She ran from the scene of the accident. My daughter caught her 2 blocks away.
Wow.
And the cop gave...
Your daughter's Batman. She chased her? For real?
Yeah.
I love it.
She was with her boyfriend. But anyway, she caught her in front of her house, and the cops came and gave the other girl a ticket. Well, when I called the insurance company, they said they weren't going to pay the accident.
Why?
They said it was because they said the other girl had the intersection. She had commanded the intersection.
Well, okay, here's what you're going to do, but that girl did get the ticket. Did she only get the ticket for leaving? What exactly was the ticket for?
She got for the left turn.
Okay, so she got a ticket for it. And how much damage does your daughter have on her vehicle?
About $3,500.
And absolutely no... how do I put this? There's no injuries whatsoever. Her neck doesn't hurt.
Correct.
Everything's good.
Correct.
Okay. $3,500, I'd take her to small claims court. So here's what's going to happen. You've got all the information because you have it. When you get in front of that judge, I can't imagine in a million years after looking at that ticket that they're not going to pay it. But more importantly, what it's going to do is it's going to make this woman call up her insurance company and go, okay, now they're suing me. You're supposed to represent me because I pay for insurance with you. And most likely they're going to step up and probably pay that. Now, it's possible that that insurance company's right. Can I take a stab at who it is? Is it either State Farm, Allstate, or Fred Loya?
State Farm.
State Farm. Yep, I knew it was one of them. So here's the bottom line. Just do that, and you don't have to deal with her insurance company. You need to deal with this lady. How come they didn't give her a ticket for taking off from the accident?
I don't know. They didn't.
You know, that's crap. Where did this happen?
It's been about 4 or 5 weeks now because I've been calling them and then, back and forth the insurance company. And there is a witness. Her boyfriend was in my daughter's car. My daughter's boyfriend.
Once again, though, more importantly, the ticket was issued to her and she took off. Right. I don't think there's a judge in the world after seeing the ticket. And then what I would do for small claims court, by the way, I would actually make sure that cop shows up that issued that ticket to her so he can talk about how she ran from the accident as well. I'm telling you, State Farm's they're going to show up and they're going to end up paying this, or you're going to get a judgment against this woman. Then you can garnish her pay, or you can go after it other ways.
Okay.
What county did it happen? Where does she live?
In Arvada.
And where did it happen? Arvada?
Yeah, 80th and Chase.
And do you guys live in Arvada as well?
Yes.
Yeah, then I would just go, I don't even know what county Arvada's in, but whatever county.
Jefferson.
Yeah, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to put you on hold. Suzanne is going to send or get your information. Deputy Dan's going to send you the paperwork for small claims. It is so easy to fill out, and it's going to cost $55. Don't deal with these other people. Well, they already said they're not going to pay, so it doesn't matter. So don't even go down that road with them. Just sue this lady, get her served. She's going to start barking and complaining to State Farm, and they're going to have to show up. They're going to have to decide whether or not they're not going to pay it at that point, knowing everything that happened. Hold tight, man. Suzanne, get his information. Now, Madonna needs help moving. We're going to talk about that after we come back. And on top of that, we're going to talk to a guy. It looks like he's got an issue with window cleaning or something along those lines.
No, he's our new referral list member, Mark.
Oh, he's a new referral list member.
Yeah, he's got a screaming deal.
Okay, let's do it real quick. You know what? I got a second.
Tyler!
What's going on with you?
How's it going? Doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, man. So you go out and you clean windows. Now, commercial, do you clean homes, residential, cars? What do you clean? Anything if it's glass?
So we do window cleaning and pressure washing. We do residential and commercial. And we're kind of a one-stop shop. We're also starting to get into like some floor, some concrete sealing, and then like staining on fences. So, I mean, we're really your one-stop shop for...
Very cool. Let's do this. Hold on. I got to hit a break. We're going to pick you up right after this, so you hold tight, all right? Now, everybody else, Joe, Madonna, Gina, Tyler, hold tight.
These boys, they're unbelievable. They started their own company. That's why I gave them a deal on the referral list. They're such nice kids. I swear to God, he gets out of high school, doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have money for college. He starts his own business. What a fabulous job they do. They're just great. And I paid. I mean, I didn't trade it because, I gave them a screaming deal. Yes?
Just shows you don't have to go to college.
I'm going to, hon, right now. Okay, bye. She wants to make sure I talk about how great they did at that. I mean, these guys are fabulous. I'll tell you, I love when people like, this kid he basically had no skills. He came out of high school, and what am I going to do?
It's because high school didn't teach any skills.
Well, I know.
They don't teach
but the guy
anything
makes
anymore.
something of himself. He's been in business for years now.
We had a kid about 2 years ago, dropped out of high school, 16 years old, got his master's in welding, started his own company.
Let me go make myself in.
What'd she say? Okay, I just got 2 spots real quick.
Your $999 purchase.
I am a patient of Colorado Pain Care, and I love talking about them because I know they work. Here's the one thing I know for sure. They're people of action. They will get you immediate relief of pain. They will work with any health providers. They will work directly with you. They take all major insurance. And then they look for longer range solutions. They also have physical therapy. I'm a patient. I'm making incredible progress. Oh, my pain is gone, all but maybe 10% of it now and then, 20% depending on what I'm doing. But the good news, I'm working toward permanent solutions, and I'm getting better every day. ColoradoPainCare.com. 303-GOT-PAIN. Okay, let's talk about cashing in that old junky jewelry. You know, stuff that doesn't match anymore, stuff that's tangled, old watches, coin collections. There's really only one place we recommend, David Ellis Jewelers. You know why? Because he's live and local, and he's been there for 40 years. 3rd and Clayton. He'll give you a fair deal, an immediate deal, and payment on the spot. You can give him a call for details, 303-322-8779. Of course, he can't value anything over the phone, but if you stop in, it's not going to take a long time. You'll love the way he does business, and it's easy. 3rd and Clayton. That's 3rd and Clayton. DavidEllisJewelry.com. So, Mark, how'd you leave it with Gina? What's going on?
I think she's kind of.
Do you think she's making it up?
I don't think she's making it up, but I don't think it's a condom. I don't know.
Okay, let's talk.
She won't simply unravel it and take a picture of it.
She won't take us more. She won't.
She says it's stuck to the bag.
How about
send another picture?
I'll do it. How much would it take for you to eat that? How much? There's a price. I don't care what you say. There's a price.
$20 million.
Okay. There's a price. For damn sure, $20 million. It's my dessert.
That's right.
What about you?
No.
No. $20 million. Mark would be.
Maybe for $20
Mark
million.
would be holding you down, making.
Yeah.
What was I did here? What was it?
What? Eat the condom.
To eat the condom, how much would it take?
I mean,
would you do it for $20
Does it
million?
have a disease?
Well, we don't know.
Well, no, then that's a whole different deal.
Well, it doesn't matter. Your body would probably. That's right. If you eat it, you won't get sick from it. Unless it's hepatitis A.
Hey, man, I told you I'd marry Bill Gates for enough money.
Yeah,
You might have a chance.
But would you fuck him?
Now that he's single.
Well, but would you fuck him on your wedding night? That's the question.
It all comes down to that money, bro. People go, oh, for no amount of money. Oh, fuck you. There's fuck you money.
No,
$50 billion, your lineage is there forever.
They have helped me.
Every single day I wish my dad fucked Bill Gates.
He is now the director of research and development. This week,
You wish him
I just partnered with.
No. You wish you would have been in Disneyland. What was that movie with Robert Redford?
No, that was a Michael Jackson.
Remember what was that? Every day you were. Remember who was
Who said that? Joan Rivers?
This Wednesday at 2 o'clock, it's going to be at the resort.
Oh, the Joan Rivers goes, God, why does he always leave that so loud? It drives me insane. He goes,
questions ready.
So, how did that go, Dan? Basically, how did that Joan Rivers joke go? How did the Joan Rivers joke go with Michael Jackson?
Are we on? Yeah. Last time I said it, all you got was the last part of it.
That was funny.
Turn it off and I'll tell you.
Well, that applies to your home too, but maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate and your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
The Ribble Group sells homes faster and for the most money. Go to Gaye, spelled G-A-Y-E, hasthebuyers.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KL.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. We're going to handle all of your consumer problems, but I need to bring up Tyler Byrne with Premier Window Cleaning and Pressure Washing. Now, listen, I love when we get calls on this show from people who need help. They take our suggestions and they get out of trouble. And I love it when we have young people that call for advice. And I love it when people do something with their lives. That's one of the things we love. Well, Tyler didn't need any of my help. He did it all on his own. He got out of high school, and we talked about this. He says, you know what? I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I knew I don't want to waste money on college if college isn't for me. I mean, everyone always says, you know, go into debt, go to college, go to college, go to college. I'm not saying college is bad. But Tyler said, listen, I didn't have a clear-cut focus on what I wanted to do. So I started my own company. And listen, I know that there are people that start their own companies every day, but this guy had no experience from anywhere. He formed a business, got his friend together, and I'll ask him more because I don't know all the details, but he starts this business, and all I can tell you is I've never seen people work harder. And before you think, well, Tommy was doing your house, that's why. And by the way, we did pay him. I mean, it's a real deal. This is not a little trade because he's coming on the show. We paid him. I mean, I wrote a check and paid him for the job. And he's also joining a referral list. Because, first of all, I think they're too good for the industry. It's almost like they're going to be filled up and you're never going to be able to get a hold of them. There are people who say they do windows. I can't even explain what they did. It's as if they cleaned every square little centimeter of that window into the cracks and crannies of every pane, the flat glass. They do all the glass in the home. They did the shower doors. If there was glass on an end table, they did it. Mirrors, every piece of glass in the home, every piece of flat glass in the home. Then pressure wash. So I can't believe it. My wife was walking around like Cinderella, da, 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 with birds singing because of all the bright light shining in. I can't say enough, okay? I know that we talk about a lot of problems on this show, but when you have people that they really just did it all. He started from nothing. What I mean by from nothing, meaning no experience in business, starts his own business, is successful, and does a great job. That's the story. And I just want to ask Tyler a few questions. Tyler.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I am so impressed with you, mainly because you just did something with your life instead of bitching and moaning and complaining and all of that. And you know, you didn't know what you wanted to do. So how did you come about this thing? How did it happen?
I mean, me and my buddy, it started, we were sitting down inside his bedroom when we were 18 years old. Yeah. And me and him are sitting there and we're like, okay, man, we don't want to work a 9-to-5 job and keep doing this for the rest of our lives. We're like, I don't want to do it. And we're like, okay, so what is something that is necessary that everybody needs, that's in high demand, that we can work 24/7, 7 days a week around the clock.
And just make your own hours.
Yeah, and we make our own hours. And we really enjoy, like, bringing a smile to people's faces. I mean, that's the best compliment we can get, is when we leave your house, and even your wife, when we left, she was ecstatic. I couldn't even, that just filled me up. I was like, wow, that's what we do it for. But we were sitting down there, and we were trying to figure it out, and we were like, window cleaning and pressure washing. And pressure washing is a new service to Colorado. No one really knows about it, and there's not a lot of companies out there that do it right now. But we want to be on the top of the charts for pressure washing because we still do get that buildup on the ground.
You know, and also on brick and stuff. And people say they do pressure washing, some of them. But when you leave a house looking like new, I mean, I swear, in fact, it should be, if someone is listing their home, Tyler, the difference between dirty windows and clean windows, it almost makes the entire house look newer. Do you know that? I mean, it's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
Mark, when was the last time you had your windows washed? Mark, seriously, when was the last time?
Suzanne, when's the last time you washed the windows?
No, seriously, when was the last time the whole house windows were done like this and the glass?
Never.
We're getting it done next week now.
You need, no, Suzanne, you need to experience these guys.
Oh, no, I know, Tom. Our windows are terrible. They're disgusting right now.
I hate to tell you this. I hate to use the word cheap, but let's just, these guys are cheap. They're inexpensive. And in fact, Stephanie was saying, Tom, they should probably charge a little more. She felt bad. And I said, no. I said, you know what, Steph? I think they know what they're doing. They're filling up their calendar. They're getting word of mouth. They're going to be giant. And then maybe, you know, as they grow, I don't know. But Tyler, please, you don't stop doing what you're doing. So
thank you, sir.
So I want to, and you know what's great about what you do? You can't. It's not something you can lie about. I mean, you know, if someone says we're going to tune up your furnace, or if someone says we're going to adjust your water pressure, or if someone says we're going to inspect your roof, or whatever, you know, think of things, right? There's not so many things you can actually check. When it comes to window cleaning, there's no faking it. There's no faking it. So I don't know what you use, but I'm serious. I have never seen windows and glass look this good and this clean. And people might say, oh, Tom, come on, clean glass is clean. No, there's something that makes it sparkle. And I know you've heard that before, because you must, whatever you use, did you come up with it on your own?
Yeah, so I mean, it took a couple of years for us to kind of play around with our solution, and I mean, we took a lot of customer feedback. Where one year I'd come in and I'd be like, "Do the windows look any different?" They'd be like, "No, they look the same." We played around with it for a couple of years, and I think we finally dialed in exactly how we want our buckets, exactly how we like our pressure washing solution, and everything's perfect. Customers love it. It's been doing fantastic for us.
All right, now Tyler. Again, your prices are so unbelievably low as they go, and and you said you had a deal today, and I don't even know what kind of a deal you can do, because you already are a deal, but I want to tell people that these guys are going to have a screaming deal. So Tyler, first and foremost, how long have you guys been doing this now?
We've been doing this now for 4.5 years now.
4.5 years, and it's just you and your buddy.
Me and my best friend. We work 24/7, 7 days a week, and we never sleep.
No, you really do. Like if somebody needs a house cleaned at night, or when they're not there, or whenever. And people, if you're listing your home, I never realized this before. Man, will this change the perspective of people walking through it? It really does make a difference. Do you do a lot of that with people selling their house or not?
Yeah, so we actually got linked in with a RE/MAX agent and have kind of became RE/MAX's, how would I put it, pretty much like their preferred vendor.
Good. You should.
We do a lot of work for them. We get a lot of calls from them.
I'm going to tell Frank Duran. I'm going to tell Frank Duran, the real estate man, about you. This guy, he's wonderful. And Frank, I mean, you know, he sees so many people and sells so many homes. I really am. I'm going to tell him about you. So listen, you have a special deal. I wanted to ask one other thing. Just the two of you. Are you going to add people eventually, or do you want to stay where you are?
Oh, no. We want to expand. I'm creating this company to get it big.
Okay.
I want to change the industry, change Colorado for window cleaning and pressure washing.
Okay, and what I don't want you to do is lose that quality, Tyler. And another thing I loved about something that I don't want to embarrass you, but I noticed you call your mom now and then, and you bounce stuff off of your mom. I think that is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have a fantastic network. I couldn't be more blessed for the team that I have that backs me up, with family and friends and stuff like that. When I'm down, they get me up.
Good.
It's an amazing team I got.
All right, what deal do you have?
So what I got today for everybody is I got 10% off interior and exterior window cleaning and pressure washing.
Oh, my God, 10% off. When people hear your price for a house, a pretty big house, they're going to be amazed anyway. And Tyler, seriously, be ready to be filled up. 10% off his already low prices. Trust me, he'll show you what the regular price is, and you'll think that's the deal.
What is the regular price?
Then he's going to take. Well, I'm just gonna let people with big houses call and find out, because I'm going to tell you something. Mark, let's put it this way: what would you think a big house to have windows cleaned and pressure washed everything? Now listen, this is what they do. They go inside and out. They remove and clean all screens, and they do both sides of the windows, inside and out, and they pressure wash all of your surface. Plus, every piece of glass, every mirror in your home, whether it's portable or built-in, every shower glass, any glass you have, flat glass in the house. What would you...
I have no idea. I'd just be curious how much they charge at my house.
Okay, well, you got to find out, and then you let me know. But I'm saying that, let's put it this way, it's a few $100s compared to 1,000. I've had a quote at our house, and it was $950. Okay, and these guys, they're less than half of that. Okay, it was unbelievable.
Do they do it by the number of windows in the home?
I don't know how they do it. How do you do it, Tyler?
Yeah, so what we'll kind of do is we go, like, what I like to do is I'll come out to your property. I want to take a look at the property, see what we're working with, and then we get a window count of the whole entire house. And I get you a price right.
Yeah, and you don't have to give away
free estimates.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then who cares? That's fine. That's great.
That's wonderful. So anyway,
hey, real quick, skylights.
Oh yeah. What about skylights? Hold on, that's not Tyler. Hold on, Tyler. What about skylights?
Oh yeah, we do it all. We'll do all your skylights. We'll do everything. We can get them inside and outside, no matter how high they are.
Okay. 10% off. I'm going to give the number. People can also find you on the referral list. They're up there now, right? Referralist.com. Their posting is up. Their number is 303-564-5574. 303-564-5574. You can also call us and get the number, but it's 303-564-5574. You know, we do this for people. If you have a new business and you're launching and you're interested in the referral list, no, seriously, I'm all for people lifting themselves up, boosting themselves, being successful, helping others. That's what we're all about. I'm Tom Martin.
Tell your smart device to play 630
I'm just going to tell you something.
iHeartRadio. Then you can
These guys could have taken one turn and been in a whole different dimension because I know how he told me how he grew up and where he went to school and all. I'm not saying that people just automatically turn out bad, but you know what it takes to just commit yourself to starting a business, starting from scratch, and doing this. It's not easy. For home services.
So they did that for like $450? Your house? That's pretty cheap.
Wait, you could never get a fucking window washer to do outside for that.
People always say how cheap they are, but then I get estimates.
But
we're going to set them up for an estimate.
Well, who knows what your house is? I don't care, but here's the deal. I know
you're cheaper than other people.
Plus, no matter what. I mean, or you do yourself. But here's the thing, though. People, I've had window washing before, but these guys, you almost feel guilty how hard they work. I swear to you, you're thinking
you're getting ready to go.
How do these guys make money?
That is cheap.
I fixed their listing too. Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it.
Plus, get a free adjustable base with your $999 purchase.
GetFoundFast.com. The name says it all. Get Found Fast. Everyone wants to get found fast on the internet when it comes to their website and social media. Did you know Get Found Fast is a complete digital marketing company? They can tell you where your deficiencies are with your website, with your Instagram, with your Facebook, with everything you have. And they can do an analysis free of your website for the asking. Find out more on their website, getfoundfast.com. Floor coverings are floor coverings are floor coverings. There's nothing new under the sun, or if there is, everyone gets it. You can shop at big boxes. You can shop at little boxes. You can shop at with a guide and a station wagon. But here's the deal. For the best experience, you want low prices, high quality installation, and good people to stand behind it. And you get all of that at simplyfloorsinc.com. Make your own appointment. No obligation. And see what you come up with. You'll love these folks. Any floor coverings. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
Comes to retirement. Success
on solid financial planning. I'm Scott Hansen, and there are clear advantages to partnering with Allworth. First, we are a fiduciary, which means our advice is always in your best interest. Second, you have a dedicated advisory team, real people you can call anytime you've got a question.
finally, we have a proven planning process, our 7 personal decision points that guide you through the 7 key areas of a successful retirement. To schedule a free consultation, visit allworthfinancial.com.
Let radio advertising keep your business top of mind with customers all summer long. Visit iHeartAdBuilder.com to get your business on the radio quicker and easier.
Mark, I'm not sure if you were done with Gina. Do you?
No, we're back up.
Okay, and then listen, with Madonna, that's a
They have no
problem.
overhead.
She's expected to be out of her place.
Okay.
She can afford a mover. There's no movers available to put her stuff in storage by the end of July.
I know.
Okay.
I think it's by the end of July. It might be the end of this month, but.
I bought more. I bought another fucking shitload of Nokia today.
At what price?
Is that the electric car or the phone?
I don't know where it's
Phone.
Are they good?
Oh man, I made you like 40 grand on it so far.
I could tell you something else, but
Oh, it's fine.
I want to tell you something. It kind of spoils the surprise, but it fucking blew my mind.
Oh, that is super cheap.
No, let me tell you what blew my mind. They have a system they came up with, and I said, "There's no way you can clean without being up there on the roof." They have a system that they have that cleans the window, because I'm so particular that if they're kind of clean, it kind of pisses me off, right? When I want things done right, or I don't want them done, and I don't mind paying if they're done right. So I didn't think there's any way you can have a pole and clean like they do.
No, I see the big long pole that they got.
But there's something about the leverage they do and how they do it. Every time I've seen people use a pole, there's no way they can examine the insides of the corners and stuff. But they have a guy inside, and they do them at the same time, so they know what, and they communicate. So they make sure the window.
Oh, they got walkie-talkies, and that's what they do that?
I don't know if it's walkie-talkie. I wasn't there, but she said they do each window, and I just can't. I can't. Now I thought these guys are going to go broke or go crazy. You know, not broke. But, well, yeah, because they spend so much time on a job, and it wasn't just my job. Other people have this stuff, and I thought, all right, what gives? There are plenty of people that start out like that, but there's no way to keep it up. But they've been doing it. That's why I asked. They've been doing it 4.5 years, and they're young people. I just love it.
I love it too.
I love young, ambitious people. I love people who work hard,
and they really don't have much overhead.
I know.
Right.
I know. It's a great business.
Yeah.
And they were trying to think, what can we do to make money? We don't have much training, and what do we do that's not going to take a lot to get into? And his mom helped him with the business. His mom's pretty cool. You can tell. She's talking to him on the phone.
Remember there used to be a show the guy Bruce Williams used to be on? Did you ever listen to him?
Oh, I listen to Bruce Williams. Is he
Bruce
still
Williams?
alive?
No. This was like,
Is he alive?
No, I think he passed away.
Bruce Williams is great guy.
But remember, he said, you have $200 and 2 guys, you can start business.
That was back then.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Bruce Williams. You remember him, Mark? Of course, an advice guy. He was really
Talking to him was more than just Bruce Williams.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but
Sally Jesse.
Yeah.
But Bruce Williams is a smart guy.
This is what we do.
Yep.
This is who we are.
I don't think he's dead.
He's not on the
I
air.
love him.
Well, you gotta get.
Tom Martino here, 303-713 Talk Now. But Donna has an immediate problem we'll get to. We're still going to go back to Gina seriously about that condom, because we've been getting a lot of feedback on that. And Carlos, we want to talk to you about your transmission, because we have Jeff, and he is Jeff Vick with Kimmer Transmission, can help. Madonna, okay, why do you have to be out so soon? Or how long did you know you had to be out? Or like why is there such urgency, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Well, because the owner wants to get in and have to remodel certain
I get it, but how long have you known this? How long have you known this? How long have you known this?
Over a month.
A month?
Oh, well, about a month, yeah, or so.
And what kind of lease are you in? Is it month to month? What is it?
Well, it's month to month, yeah.
Okay. Did it require 30 days notice in a previous lease?
No, I've been here going on 7 years.
Oh, and you've never, okay, you've never had a lease in 7 years?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay. So he said to be out when?
The 1st of July. For sure.
When did he tell you that? So he did give you 30 days notice.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you
and
can't...
I've been working here by myself and everything, and I've called everybody, and there's just no shows on a lot of people. And also with this COVID, I even called the church, too, to see if they could have a couple of teens come. And I went around the neighborhood, too, to have somebody even to try to load my car.
I think she's trying to put stuff in storage, right, Madonna?
Yes, it's going all in storage.
You're willing to pay. You're willing to pay. You just can't find anyone.
No, I just sure can't. No, not with this COVID going on.
Well,
and this moving company that I did
COVID is not the issue any longer. What the issue is, people are being paid to do nothing, many of them, and the people you need to help move you are not people that are that have major careers. There are people who fall into that category that it's cheaper to stay home and collect.
A lot of people. Hey, did you call our people on the referral list?
Yes,
We've got
I did.
Cowboy.
They were booked through July. And several of them are booked through July, Tom. And I do have one that I am on the top of their list daily, though. So, you know, between now and
Here's what
when
I think,
have
Madonna.
to be out of here.
Madonna, listen.
Yes.
I think we need to contact your landlord, and you just need to get more time. You're not going to ask him to extend it for 6 months, but certainly he can give you at least 30 days more. I mean, it's not like life and death for this guy, is it?
Well,
I mean, let's put it this way. If he
sounds
doesn't,
like it, yes.
let's put it this way. If he doesn't negotiate, guess what? He ends up having you there anyway. I'll explain why.
Yeah, okay, by the time he does a fucking eviction, how long she'll have her time anyway?
What if he has other people who are due to move in on July 5th?
I think she said they were remodeling the house.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
There aren't
so he's
people-
got work crews coming
This guy, look, certainly this fucking guy can wait or have people work while she's getting
There are
out.
a million people on Craigslist that will do it.
I don't know about that.
I hired somebody the other day to move a couch. 1-800-JUNK wanted $250. This guy did it for $75.
Two guys?
Two guys came in, took the couch. I mean, for that kind of stuff, I don't mind using Craigslist because you can't get ripped off. They don't show up, you don't pay, you call somebody else. You know, the couch shouldn't have to be moved on a specific date.
You could also do a thing like free couch, you gotta get it.
Yeah, but this is part of the sectional.
Gotcha.
So I just...
Mark, really, have you had your windows done since you moved in?
No, we haven't. We're getting an estimate in the morning.
I just already know. I can't wait to hear it.
You already know that you're going to have to pay something.
Yeah, that right there. Exposition.
That's it. It's done.
They even do the... down on the windows.
Oh, it'll look so nice.
I think I'm going to get it done too.
He was so appreciative.
I don't even know with
See, they do it right here. This stuff.
I don't know if all that yellow shit's done. Is it done?
Well, he's not doing it tomorrow. He's only give us an estimate, and
No, I know,
if
but
we
this-
the estimate, he'll come back.
Do you know when that's supposed to stop all the yellow dust?
I think it's about done. So the pine cones are popping, I guess. You hear the popping noise in the woods.
That's squirrels.
You're really not in the
If
woods.
you've never heard it, it's crazy, dude. It sounds like electric zaps.
Really? No.
It's crazy.
But we got that yellow stuff. I got it out the cabinet. It covers my...
Oh, there's so much yellow shit.
Covers my solar.
It almost looks like someone set off a fire thing.
We need a good rain. Actually, it's supposed to rain today.
It's supposed to rain all weekend.
Actually,
And
no.
then start taking allergy pills to go.
So you see, they clean the window sills.
The washer guys?
Yeah.
This lady wants I think she wants a window. She goes, I've called 3 people on your referral list and they won't install a new air conditioner. So you go, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, then you find out it's a window unit, and she wants it installed in the side of her fucking house. No one wants to cut through her fucking house and install a $99 air conditioner. Jesus.
I don't know. So none of our appliance guys fix those small air conditioners.
None of them are appliance. They don't fix swamp coolers either. Apparently, that's a huge liability.
Well, it's really up on top of the roof and everything, and there's no money.
Ours is on the ground.
You have a swamp cooler on the ground?
for your house here? You like it?
Shop.
As a shop.
Yeah. Big old portable.
You like it?
It works fucking phenomenal. These guys will stood in front of it. That thing cool the hell out of you.
Oh, you're a big fan?
Yeah.
It's like as big as its table.
Oh, it's check.
Oh, yeah.
Those are at least $1,000 bucks.
It's $4,200.
Yeah, they're fucking.
What's your
good.
electric bill like?
It's a humidifier.
Nothing. All you have to do is one of the things.
It's a big ass portable swamp power
That's
on
what
wheels.
that's the swamp cooler is. A humidifier.
On wheels.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, you're
In the fan is just fucking big.
You guys wear sweatshirts in the shop with that thing?
Darnell goes there. We got people like
This
the house
thing not
next door
the
will come
size
over
of
and
that.
hang out in the shop.
I mean, you're
Hey, Mark, think about this though. If it was twice as much, let's say 475 times 2.
Yeah.
It would be worth it, wouldn't it? $800, $900 for that house?
At some point, it would be. Right now, it wouldn't be. We still have fucking dust coming everywhere from the pine cones.
Okay.
But yes, we got to get them cleaned eventually.
Because it's not something this is not something you do yearly. This is like a major clean.
And it's never been done.
Or
It's getting done.
I'm gonna get one of those.
So I've already
big
seen how,
fucking
Mark. I don't
Suzanne
see how it could even be double. I don't see how it could be unless I know you're a ton bigger than Stephanie's, right? Yeah.
Well, have him pressure wash the bus while he's
Well,
at
I
it.
just like some of our windows are 25 feet in the fucking air.
You see the pole?
Our one big window's the size of that fucking wall.
Look at their pole. Their fucking pole is right there.
That's a pole.
Look at how long
Let me
that
see.
pole is.
Yeah, but how do the outside I get? How do they do the inside?
It's in the inside.
Oh, wait, he's right. Wait. What if you can't get to the inside, like you need scaffolding or something?
I don't know how they do
Well,
that.
then that might be a special deal.
But hey, with the free estimate's what makes it work.
I guess I don't understand what you mean the inside where you need scaffolding. Oh, if it's way high. I see.
Yeah, like let's just say this was an open room.
Right. And this is the right.
Yeah,
Vaulted ceilings with a big height.
Yeah, so maybe that might boost the price. You're right. If they need fucking equipment.
Well, no, he has ladders. Here's a ladder.
Yeah, but I mean,
right there, look at that ladder.
Now that's a ladder.
And that's in the inside.
Yeah. That looks about like 25 feet.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many windows we had. I cringe thinking. All of ours are screens though. You know, you crank it and it opens up.
and they clean the screen.
And then it goes back in.
Wait a minute, then they might be able to get to your windows without too much trouble as far as the outside. Who knows?
And they do the window sills down in there too, huh?
I mean, I can't. I mean,
They show the picture anyway.
I mean,
that might be
so let's put it this way: our windows
Yeah.
look like new. Our windows in house look like new. Of course, they're K&H, so they were all vinyl anyway. So they look, you don't have any old chipped wood or anything.
See that, like
They do the sills.
They're freaking spectacular.
By the way, Bruce Williams died in February of 2019.
Hey, Mark.
He just died.
Yeah.
Mark, did you do any of my? Did you do the Genesis? Or not?
Mutual customizes your car.
So Dan, you remember I did Duran. He did Genesis. I did Century RV.
CBD.
I did Century. Do you remember that? And then Compass.
Yes.
I did yesterday. Okay, so SaferNet. I didn't do yesterday. Okay. All right.
Another 5-star on Frank, man.
Oh God, he's wonderful.
I've never gotten a complaint on Frank. Not one
you're
fucking
right.
complaint.
He's never helped me a bit.
He's never helped you a bit. Nope. Right. Never bought and sold real estate.
Hey, Robert from Big Bear is asking if you're going to do a screaming deal today.
Does he need something?
I can't.
I assume
Right now we're booked through July.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
okay.
Here's the screen.
I just
If you want priority service, add 30%.
Yeah. If you pay for the two guys in front of you, we'll get you in front of
No, I assume you're so busy. I just want to throw it out.
It's not. I mean, not only is it that busy, we're having such problems getting parts. Things are
parts
taking.
too.
Oh, right.
Not only that, means
VP
parts
Harris
cost more.
blames border on Trump.
No, really.
She didn't even go. She went to El Paso. It's not even bad there.
Well, where do you think she was going to go?
Yeah. She's already being slammed for that.
We're lucky she even went to the border.
Thank you, Ants.
She's already being slammed for going to a South.
Who can really
Dave
say?
Sanders and Officer Eric Talley. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, I'm Tom Martino, and I jumped in early, but it's Ant's fault. He fingered me. He pointed at me.
My bad.
He pointed at me. It's the cue, and I went in early, so you can't do that. By the way, this hour brought to you by Harris Family Law. On a serious note, you know, the Harris Law Firm, Rich and Lisa Harris, established this to help people during divorce to keep the temperature down. They do collaborative law. You really need to look into it. They actually get other attorneys to cooperate, and they agree not to file any motions unless they talk about it or to do anything that will escalate legal fees. They also do unbundled services, which is separate, which means that if you only want them to do part of your divorce, they will do part of it and help you with a certain issue. So guidance, wisdom, strength, peace of mind. That's harrisfamilylaw.com, 303-515-5000. I know these people personally, 303-515-5000. Welcome to the show. Really welcome to the show. I mean, we have so much to talk about. We love helping people. Madonna needs to be out of the house. She can't find someone to move her. Now, you know, I don't like Craigslist. It's a recipe for disaster, but I'm sure not everyone on there is a ripoff. Madonna, there are a lot of people, as Deputy Doc brought out. He went on to Craigslist, and he said there's so many people that say, what do they say, Dep? They, in essence, they're ready right away, right? I mean, what?
Yeah, they're ready right away. 24-hour moving, immediate notice. Here's the thing. If you,
short notice, all of that. Yeah. Hold on. Go ahead.
You know, you're not going to get ripped off. If they don't show up, you don't pay them.
Well, hold on. Don't say you're not going to get ripped off.
I meant if you're not paying in advance. Is what I meant.
No. So you don't pay in advance, but they can show up and take everything you own and never come back.
80-inch TV.
Or they can grab everything and leave. You know, I mean, so it still does matter, but I understand what you're saying. It's better than nothing if you can supervise them. Madonna, the other thing is to get more time from your landlord. He wants to get people in there to start home improvements, right?
No. He wants to sell. He's got to sell.
I understand. Does he have someone ready to close?
Almost probably to the day, yes.
Okay, so he has a buyer right now, and they have a closing date.
I don't know.
Well, don't you think that counts? Don't you think we should at least talk to the owner and say, look, you're willing to leave as soon as possible. You might need 10, 15 days. You might need 30 days. But because the dates you're getting right now are mid-July. So, you know, take one of those reputable companies and then tell him you can't be out earlier. And if the guy says no, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. By the time he gets an eviction going, you're going to be there anyway. Now,
then I've got it's in the house that I was trying to do a free takeaway, but when it rains and everything, I can't put everything out there either. And then I messed up there.
Did you, Madonna, did you? I'm just curious. Did you hear anything I said about asking him for more time?
Yes, I did.
What do you think about that? If we would call him and explain to him that you have no choice.
How much more time?
No, I don't think it's
That's
the
first thing I'd ask.
I tried before. I've got an application for to go into a senior complex now, and if I don't get that in soon, then I'm not going to get that property.
So right now, you don't even. Right now, Madonna, right now, you don't even have a place to move right now, right?
Well, I will, yes, because I got to get this application in, and if I don't get it in today or, soon,
why haven't you submitted?
I won't get it.
Madonna, why haven't you submitted it?
Because I just got it. They just called me and told me there was an opening.
Okay.
And now I've got to get this in, Tom. And besides my, trying to do everything here, too, I just needed a little help to try to clear this out and put it all in storage.
Okay, so you just found out there's an opening. Had you not found that out, did you have other irons in the fire?
Yeah, I had one other one, but then I didn't take that one because of my health.
Okay, hold on. Suze, what do you think?
Well, if she's going into some sort of senior living place and needs to get her things in storage, maybe the landlord would let her stuff be stored in the garage or something while she's in line to get moved, and then she can get moving into the senior living.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Madonna. If you say to him,
I
listen.
can't take it all to senior living because that's only one bedroom.
We understand. You have to take it to storage.
Madonna.
No storage.
Madonna, listen. What we really need to do here is just listen to each other. And I know you're hell-bent on getting out of there. You have an application you got to submit. That's good. What Suze just said is maybe the landlord will let you keep your stuff there out of the way just so you can get resituated somewhere. Now, eventually, without a long story, eventually, are you going to sell your stuff or did you want to keep it in storage?
I've been giving it away here.
Okay. So
on a giveaway, a free giveaway.
Is there anything that you really need to keep that's there right now?
Yes.
Okay. About how much stuff do you need to keep?
Well, probably basically, I'll have to do basics.
Okay,
take there, and I'm getting rid of all my clothes and everything.
Okay.
I'm trying to get rid of everything.
There are people that will come and pick up what you want tomorrow, every single thing you don't want. And then the stuff that you do want, we can probably talk to the landlord. There's got to be...
There's no place, Tom, here, no place here at all.
To store?
No place. I do have
to pick up.
What's that?
I don't think there's any places that are picking up right now, Tom.
No places are picking up.
They are, like Veterans of America?
I don't know.
I wonder if they're not picking up.
There's got to be people.
You put pictures up on Craigslist. They'll come get it.
All right, hold on. I want to just wait. I want to put out on the air right now that Madonna has a bunch of free stuff for the taking. Now, without a long story behind it, what do you want to give away right now? What do you have?
Well, I have things out in the driveway right now.
What do you have,
Madonna? I have
Madonna?
some boxes I have to go through in a bedroom before I can put it out.
Madonna, then you call us back when you're ready, okay? Listen, I'm not going to fight like this. I mean, it's just a struggle. My teeth are hurting. My fillings are coming out. My brain is expanding. There's just too much going on physiologically for me to do this. Madonna, what you need to do, when you get a list of stuff you want to give away, or just a rough idea, we will put it out on the air, okay? We will. We will help. We will also help when you ask us to. We will help contact the landlord to try to buy you more time. But you must. You absolutely must listen, okay? Just listen. We have ideas. Carlos, what's going on with your transmission?
Hey.
Hello. What's going on, sir?
Hey, I didn't have an issue with my transmission. I went in with a coolant leak.
Okay. And where did you go with a coolant leak?
I took it to Compton Transmission in Arvada.
Did you call us once before, or is this yet another problem with Cotman?
I've never called before.
You know, Cotman has to have a bad name because we get so many complaints over the years about Cotman. Are all the Cotmans related? Do you know, Jeff?
They're franchise.
Okay, so they're each individually owned.
Correct.
Then why is it we get so many complaints? I mean, it must be, okay, is it this particular location we've gotten a complaint about with Cotman, or was it a different one? Do you know, Dan? All right, so this Cotman, you took to Cotman Transmission for a coolant leak. And what happened?
They told me it was leaking from the heads. They shaved down the heads, replaced it, gave me some new cylinders. I can't tell you how much.
No. They diagnosed a bad head, really, or a bad head gasket, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know what? I think that was before. Didn't that have to do with the last one? I'm wondering. They diagnosed a head gasket and they replaced it. And they what do they call? They trued the head. What is that called?
They decked it, milled it.
Milled it. They milled the head, replaced it, and milled the head. How much did it cost?
Well, $5,500 later, it was leaking about a week later.
Carlos, For $5,500, you damn near could have gotten a rebuilt engine. No, seriously. Are you serious? $5,500?
I sent you guys the receipt.
Oh, my God. We got to go through it. Hold on. $5,500 Cotman transmission. We'll analyze it.
Dude, when people... What are you talking about? He spent $5,500 for a head gasket.
That's a shame to have.
That's fucking outrageous.
Well, not if they sent the head out and everything, right?
Oh, that's...
It may have been, the job may have been worth that. I mean, we don't know what kind of car it was.
Hold on. A $5,500 head, just the head.
You don't do just the head gasket.
Well, then that's... He even said they milled the heads.
Yeah.
But big fucking deal. No new part. Did he give you? You have it open. You may as well do some shit.
Well, they generally do.
Did he do them?
I don't.
That's the thing.
Generally, when you send the head out,
the valves.
I need to see that guy's receipt.
Well, yeah, he said he sent the receipts. Look what they billed him for.
I mean, that's different, but come on. At first glance, doesn't $5,500 sound a little steep for a fucking head gasket?
Depending on the code. So the average head gasket, yes.
Okay.
Giving it to Jeff or to you?
So, Joe Lazzara does one thing and he does it well. He does criminal defense. So if you need a criminal defense attorney, Joe Lazzara, you should consult him. Don't ever try to go through it alone. It could be that it just takes a little adjustment here or there, maybe a plea deal. I'm not going to get into specifics. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You'd be a fool not to use an attorney with a DUI, a serious traffic offense, assault, or any other crime. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Why do you call a company Ideal Home Loans? Because they want to be ideal. Listen, what they pride themselves in is making each loan for the person, for the borrower. You know, like for example, one person may just need some credit optimization. Oh, they're approved, but they have some small things on their credit report that can get them better pricing. They saved a guy once a couple $100 a month by making a $20 payment on a credit card. There are other adjustments that can be done. Or what if you need an interest rate guarantee? They can do that. No one else does that. And then they put everything in writing, and they will even give you free second opinions of other loan packages, because you can leave a lender, even in process, if you haven't closed. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
You know, owning a home has rarely been easier.
Why am I irritated? These fucking callers, I don't know why I'm irritated. Why am I irritated?
Well, because they're not succinct and they don't get to the point.
No, I don't. By the way, you know that I do that a lot. I say that, but truly, if everyone did get to the point, was the same, it would be a boring show. So part of that is true. You're right. But a lot of times you want to let. It depends on the person. Like Madonna, she wasn't entertaining at all. But there are some. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, just looking at, you know, the silver,
what they actually did.
It looks like they were heavy on the labor for sure. I mean, I showed 28 hours. They're showing $1,500 in labor to do the R. So it's a little heavy on the labor. But
how heavy on the labor? 1,000?
Probably, I'd say half a million. So you figure
750 high. 750 high on labor.
Yeah.
Okay, so but the parts, they are.
I would have to go through each individual part, but if I see that on the labor, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see that on the parts too. We can just start off with that. But secondly, why the fuck are you putting a head gasket on a 1997 Volkswagen Euro?
Oh, jeez.
On the bottom of the thing.
What is it?
1997 Volkswagen Euro van.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to do now.
Because he loves the vehicle.
I'm changing over a new leaf today. I know what I'm going to do.
Great. Give us more. Tell us more.
I'm going to announce it to the world.
Okay.
Whatever the new leaf is, it'll be gone by Monday.
I won't even take those things into the shop.
Really? No. It's not. Oh, we just had that lady, I think that was Reba that had a van. It was a 90
caravan.
By the way, it was 475 plus power washing. Power washing, I think, is 150.
What'd you have power wash? Just the house?
Oh man, they did so much. We have a lot of flagstone. We have a patio in the back. We have brick, of course. And we have she has a number of flagstone patios, like the front porch is patio. Then she has a little gazebo something or whatever, and then we have different areas. But it's not like a giant amount, but there was a lot more than I realized. When I actually started going around it, there was a lot more than I realized. And it's amazing how good that flagstone, it looked like brand new flagstone.
They show some pictures on that and stuff where flagstone starts yellowing and stuff. And
they're just good kids.
I like Tijuana.
God, I should get that.
But Tijuana, what a rat hole that is. We've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the place most people go the first time. But
the other thing is, too, they did more than just a head gasket. You have timing set in there. You have timing belt. So.
Oh, they did a timing belt, too? Okay. So
they did more than just that. I mean, some of that stuff you're going to have to take apart anyway. But
shit costs money, man.
Yes. But I have a 1997 Eurovan. I need a head gasket.
I gotta look up what that is.
The car's probably not working for $500, right?
You need a new car.
Or what's the car worth? $2,000?
Well, Mark can tell you this. I've argued with him forever, but everybody mispronounces the name of those vehicles anyway, because they're B1. Because that's all they fucking do is they B1. There isn't a freaking Volkswagen out there that's worth it.
That's pretty ugly.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK. We have Deputy Doc here making calls for people. We have Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. We have Deputy Dan on the video controls, video and audio for the internet. We have Ants on the board. Sue's taking calls and producing the show. And Mark Major on my left taking calls with me. We want to solve your problem and talk about stuff. Now, Carlos, we looked at the receipt for Cotman Transmission. Okay, basically, there's a lot more to it than a head gasket, but the prices seem a bit high. Okay, they do seem a bit high. If we had to give an overall, maybe 30% high, would you say, Jeff, overall?
Yeah, between
and now, again,
20 and 30.
That's, doesn't mean they did something wrong, but they're a bit high on the price. And Carlos, I don't know this particular Cotman. I'm not sure if it's the same one we get complaints about. We get a lot of complaints about Cotman in general. And what I have to say is it doesn't matter. It's too late to go back right now. I mean, but here's the bigger issue, okay? And I told everyone here I'm turning over a new leaf, and that is I am no longer going to try to resurrect the dead and to make everything perfect, because there are some problems that are just the way they are. And I just want to say something. If you have a 1997 Volkswagen and you decided to invest $5,500, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy to begin.
It's only the beginning. They still have my vehicle. It's been 6 months. When they took it out for a test drive, they spun a bearing on it. And that's the issue I have.
How many miles on it right now?
120.
Yeah. A 1997, what kind of Volkswagen is it, Jeff? What model?
It's a Eurovan.
VW Eurovan.
It's got the little pop-top thing on it. It's kind of wacky looking.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you, man. So are they charging you for the spun bearing? Because they're not responsible for that, are they, Jeff?
Depending on how that head gasket was leaking, if he was getting coolant into the crankcase, that will wash out a bearing and you will spin them. So it could have been a result of what was happening prior to the repairs being done.
So now you need a whole engine, don't you?
Yeah, that's what they're telling me.
And how much is that going to cost you?
They haven't given me a...
Well, first of all, Carlos, you got to get it away from them. That's the very first thing you need to do. And then you need to try to get your money back. But I don't think you will. I think it's a lost cause, and I'm being honest. And don't ever even consider putting an engine in that. That $5,500 you could have put down on something and had a much newer car, if not a new car. Why do people not realize this? Why do they always put bad money after good? Why do they do it? I don't know why. But so many cases, interest rates are 2% or whatever the hell they are, and you have $5,500 to spend, you would have had a brand new vehicle. So I don't know. We can't go back in time. We can't go back in time. You made a mistake. You made a mistake by spending that much money, and now it's even worse because that engine was probably ready to go anyway. I mean, those engines don't last much longer than you had on it, the whole engine. So are you calling hoping they would be responsible for any of this?
Well, it's not about the money spent. It's about the issue with the spun bearing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Carlos, I want to examine that because I don't want you to think we're simply brushing you off. But you understand that if you were having a bad head gasket or leaking, that could be responsible for that bearing, and that bearing would have spun anyway. The fact that they were test driving it doesn't mean they're responsible for that bearing.
Well, the test drive was after $5,500 worth of work.
Right, but the damage could have been done before. You don't know how long you've had that problem that could have been deteriorating the lubrication for the bearings.
Hey, Jeff, if he just did the top end of that, and it sounds like he did, let's say they did the valves, everything in that head job, can't they just do the bottom end at this time, or now it's too late?
Yeah, they could probably buy a short block and put it in there. Or, I mean,
but you need to go somewhere else, Carlos. I mean, honest to God, I wouldn't trust these people because they're never going to own up to all of their problems. You need to get it towed out of there and somewhere else. Don't expect them to pay for anything. You have, did you say 100, how many miles?
110,000.
Okay. Jeff, truly, honest to God, that engine and 110K, what do you think? Just tell me. What do you think?
The Eurovans were never known for their durability.
Right.
I mean, they were falling apart when they came off the showroom floor.
No, that's the truth. So if he took it there with 110,000 miles, I'm going to go there because this is where he's going. And he had already coolant leaking already into the...
The odds are it washed out the bearings in that crankcase. Okay, and they should have just decided at that point, let's just put in an engine.
That's right. He should have never spent, but the coulda, shoulda, woulda, dada, blah, 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 it's done. So now the point is, if they were 100% responsible for that bearing, they're not. If they were, they would hardly owe him anything.
Pretty much.
Because the engine that they would have to replace is a dying old engine. And Carlos, I know you didn't call for this, man. I know you didn't. Trust me. But I can't lie to you. You made the very first mistake was investing $5,500. That was the very first. I would have told you to junk it or to sell it for scrap. But you spent the $5,500. That bearing is not Cotman's fault. But even if it was, it doesn't get you anything. Because there's no damage, that car is not worth anything. And that's the problem. I don't know what to do. What do we tell him to do?
Okay, let's get back to the reality. This guy drops it off. He pays him $5,400. He has an issue with it, and then they destroy the bottom end of it. I don't know. I mean, I don't like any part of it.
Mark, come on. But let's be real. All right, listen. When they did a head gasket, presumably because it was leaking fluid, that bearing doesn't spin out in a minute. It was wearing, obviously, from that lubrication being compromised.
I don't know what they did when they put the head back together. I mean, what else? They didn't do anything. This could happen.
Well,
why did they have it for 6 months? That's a little odd.
In 6 months they had it?
I'm not saying that this is a great company. I mean, but
part of that's Carlos's problem.
You pay somebody $5,500 and they sit on it 6 months. I don't know why anyone lets a vehicle sit for more than 30 days.
I think we have
or more than 2 weeks.
That is a good point, though. Suzanne brought up 6 months.
Yeah, but does Carlos have any responsibility in that? When you have a vehicle, Carlos. Why did it sit 6 months? Why?
They tried putting a new engine into it, but it was the wrong size engine.
Wait a minute. When did they try to put an engine into it? Before you spent the money on the head?
No, after. I brought it back to them.
Okay, so hold on. So they didn't spend 6 months on the head. So when you took it back to them for this new problem, or it was still leaking and all of that. Yeah. They spun a bearing. When they spun that bearing, they were going to replace the engine at their cost?
No, they didn't talk about that.
Well, wait. They didn't talk.
You would have to give them authorization.
Wait. So they were replacing an engine. How much was it going to cost you?
I don't know.
Okay, wait. So did you tell them to replace the engine?
They told me it had to be done.
Okay, so hold on. So you have no idea what they were even doing and how much you were responsible for. Now, how much more, this is what I mean in a nice way, I try to make, in resurrecting the dead. How do you give life to, how do you do this? How do you take a problem that's already dead, all the mistakes he made, and how do we breathe life into this thing? We can't help Carlos, Mark. Carlos did every mistake known to man. Not only that, what if they come back to you now, Carlos, and say, okay, engine's done, you owe us $8,000.
If they didn't,
what do you do?
If they didn't do the top end right, what I'm trying to figure out, Jeff, he said he brings it back, it's still leaking, whatever's going on there. Is it possible because they didn't do the top end right, that's why the bottom end got
Mark,
starved?
It's totally possible. And I said that. They're 100% responsible, let's say. What does he get?
I don't know, a used engine, something.
Okay, but now Carlos is now he authorized them to put in that engine. He doesn't even know if he obligated himself to another 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's call this place. Listen, Carlos, I'm serious when I say this, okay? You've made every mistake in the world. You let people smack you upside the head. That's what they did. Oh, they told me I had to. What do you mean they told you? No, you don't have to. You can tell them to junk it. People, why am I spending time on this? Because I am sick and tired of people digging their own graves. Then they come and say, what happened? We are going to call them because you know what, Carlos? You do deserve some help here, okay? But I need people to hear this. I need people to know that you got to stop digging your own grave. You got to stop being a flim-flam little pussy. You got to take matters into your own hands. Don't let people walk on you. Don't let people tell you you must do this and you must do that. Raise hell. Call us before all of this stuff.
What does Carlos want right now?
Doc, I asked that in the very beginning. He wants this problem resolved. Of course, he wants his car to run. He wants his car back. If any of you didn't get that point, let me repeat. He wants his car fixed. Now, what we need to do is call this place and please reason with them. How much is this running him, or are they going to do it out of the goodness of their heart? Can you find that out, Deputy Doc? And Carlos, I'm going to make sure that we got this right because you know what? Nothing would surprise me right now. What do you want right now? What absolutely do you want right now?
Well, I'm probably going to just tow my car.
But if they put in this engine, you want your car back?
Well, they put in the wrong engine, so they took it back out, and I'm just going to take it the way it is.
Well, did they say they would try to put in another engine?
No, I asked them for it back.
Okay, all right, hold on. We still have to call them. Somehow, some way, this stinks. But people, I hope you hear this, because sometimes problems are not in neat little packages. And sometimes there's no easy answers. And sometimes people just get walked on.
I mean, there's a point you have to say, fuck. You know, what the fuck did you do to yourself? At some point, you got to take some responsibility.
Hopefully they told them what it was going to cost.
Now,
they should have a document.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
From the Best Red Sports Traffic Center, still tight speeds.
What do you think the shop should do for a Mark?
I am confused on what they're doing right now for him.
Well, they tried to replace the engine, but we don't even know if they were going to do it on their own, right? Or if they were.
Well, if they just did the top end, though.
Hey, Doc. Okay, listen. He said they were putting in an engine for him. Now they're not because they put in the wrong one. He was just going to come pick it up. I would really like to know were they going to do that engine on their dime, or were they going to charge him? Because if they were going to do it on their dime because they feel they owe him something, maybe they can give him something on his way out the door.
Put in an engine.
You have the space.
Wouldn't you know what engine was going to be? Shouldn't the shop?
You're going to fill in the green.
About the only thing I can see was, looking over, because I probably found
Okay.
Colorado Pain Care. That's the place to call when you're in pain. ColoradoPainCare.com. I'm not kidding. 303-GOT-PAIN. Here's the message. It's short and simple. I'm a patient. They're people of action, people of compassion. They treat you for the first time you get in there. If they can give you immediate relief, they do it. They did it for me. They got me on a physical therapy track almost right away, and then did a more invasive treatment that helped me about 80%, and now working on more. The point is they come up with a plan, and they help. They work with all major insurance. I have Medicare. So go to Colorado Pain Care for your pain. Today, call 303-GOT-PAIN, 303-GOT-PAIN.
So check it out, July 11th. You got to put this down. You need to get tickets to it. It's the MLB All-Star Sunday. You're going to see the superstars of tomorrow, Major League Baseball players, Rockies legends, and the country's biggest celebrities all at one big event. And by the way, One Republic will be performing there as well. For tickets, and you better go there now, go to allstargame.com. Now check it out. A plumbing company that is so sure of themselves and their pricing that they are willing to give you a free estimate, no hidden trip charges, nothing like that. Any issues you have with plumbing, these guys will come out in the Denver metro area. Once again, no trip charges, a 100% free estimate, and their pricing's the best out there. It's a great company. They've been on our referral list for well over 10 years, and if you ever need excavation services like a sewer line or a water line, they own their own equipment, their own company. They're going to save you a ton. I've seen them save over $10,000 on sewer line replacements. Write this phone number down if you ever need a plumber. 720-434-3406. Tony Akers, the owner. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406, or check them out at referralist.com.
Your timeshare sits empty. Travel restrictions and quarantine is over and over. We are all in this together.
in the wrong place, or
Your
they're looking at the wrong horsepower.
Because they didn't have different horsepower. Your timeshare company demands your maintenance, mortgage, and assessment fees, amounting to thousands of dollars per year out of your pocket for nothing. Start
Or
the free
without
process.
thinking they were doing a picture for this guy,
Free
finding
from
out
your overpriced, unavailable timeshare. Thousands have done it. Now it's your turn. The leaders in the
a lot of guys
industry,
are actually
Timeshare Freedom Group, has decades of
I
experience
do have
in
one
handling
coming in the
timeshares
shop next month.
worldwide.
Only because all I have to do is
We're so good at it. We even
Total
offer a 100% money back guarantee.
You didn't do what?
You
Pull the
can
transmission
your
out
money
there?
or
Okay,
tell your
he's
timeshare
pulling it out
start
to
the
get it
freedom
out.
process.
But
Call
this guy
Timeshare
actually,
Freedom
he
Group
restored
now.
the
He has
damn
better
thing.
things to do with your money. 855
So it's not even
cancel. That's 855 48 cancel. 855 48
Why these
cancel.
people love these things? I don't know. The original Volkswagen vans, back in the 60s and 70s, those things are like bang.
You heard that?
Not even just pop-up, just regular old round tires too.
I don't understand that because they're pieces of crap. Even back then, they're pieces of crap. Well, they try to keep everything stock. These old ones and stuff.
They bring a lot more money up than they do.
Frankly,
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Where to start?
I agree. No, I had one time thought about my first car, 69 Camaro SS. I'm getting one. Why would I do that? It cost me what a new one would be. If you ride like a freaking bricklayer.
What?
69 Camaro. You know, they're terrible.
We have a lot of problems in the event of an EMP.
That's to me the only thing. I guess everybody should keep like.
But even then, most of the guys anymore, you get those and they're doing LS swaps and running computers and electronic transmissions. And
Can it really be?
Why not get a nice new car that's comfortable ride in, isn't noisy?
Your home with windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H
For
has what
nostalgia.
you're looking for, as it has for 65 years. Yes, K&H
One thing I love to do is, like, say, I'm glad I probably never would have changed
Colorado home 40
my
years
transmission
ago.
fluid if it wasn't. Really?
And I know the great value and service K&H
I mean, because if you look at the owner's manual, it doesn't tell you. Unless you really ride it hard, it says you don't ever have to change it.
Never do it. Oh, well, don't touch it.
Here for you today and tomorrow and many
And it
tomorrows.
just absolutely makes sense.
They'll always save you at least 25% off your home project. Book your own appointment.
I always loved that term. I was General Motors that started all that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was back in the mid-90s. They started promoting their cars, you don't have to do this. They made the car look like it didn't require that much maintenance or service. More attractive. People are naturally lazy. I don't have to do anything but gas.
That's what they buy a new car. I think that's why they do it.
Well, that was so far out of warranty by the time it goes out anyway, they don't have to worry about it.
And I love that thing. It's good for the life of the transmission.
Sure shit is. They're not lying.
No, it's a great line. It's a great line.
Listen to the Ron Burgundy podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Ribble Group sells homes fast and for the most money. Go to Gay, spelled G-A-Y-E.
This guy says a VW van would bring 12,000 Boulder.
Probably in Boulder. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It's kind of joking. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm going to go back to Gina right now.
And Gina started off the show, and I've checked with some attorneys and some experts. Food contamination and food contamination claims have been going on for years, and it is something that a lot of companies, they actually have a special department to deal with it, and because most of the time, nothing is done as far as monetarily. They offer people sometimes, they offer them a gift certificate or some kind of, light compensation or some loyalty discount. Bottom line, this was weird. Gina was getting fast food. And I'm repeating this because it is a major thing here. We just don't know how it happened at all, not even close. When you have food contamination that is not out of the universe, you can figure it out. For example, if Gina, if you were ordering something that was a cookie that was made in a cookie batter, and there, as I said, a piece of hardware fell off the mixer, and there was a screw in there, or something like a piece of packaging, styrofoam, let's say, in a meat package, or something that is congruent with what they're doing. In other words, it's not out in left field. But this is not like they dropped something in the food bag that would be around there normally. It's not like it was part of the environment and just by mistake got into your bag. And truly, this is not food contamination in that the food itself was prepared properly. It was simply placed in a bag with other things. One of those other things was a used condom. The condom had what looked to be fluid and blood. Now, you said it shocked you, and you contacted the store. What exactly did they say? I mean, if you called and said, hey, I just opened up our bag, and inside with the ketchup and all the other stuff was a condom, what did they say? What was the initial response?
He said, well, I can't imagine how that happened.
Okay, and that would be kind of my response. I would say that's shocking. I couldn't imagine how that happens. I mean, truly, in order for that to happen, as I said, because it's not coincidental to the environment, it had to have been something intentional, right? I mean, so
well,
if it is...
my understanding was now it wasn't a food adulteration. It didn't qualify for food adulteration,
right,
but it did qualify for outrageous conduct.
Well,
but
I mean, it would have been. It would have been if someone did it. Now, if this is a condom,
thank you,
and if it is adulterated, if it's used and then put in that bag, it was for shock and awe. If someone did that, then took the condom and dropped it in the bag, that's egregious. However, When I said if it is a condo, Mark said thank you. So elaborate, Mark. You're convinced it may be a finger cut?
I don't know why we don't have a better picture of it. It's pretty easy to determine, especially the day it happened. Granted, it was 8 months ago, if it was a condom or not.
Okay, now, it will be easy to tell if it's a condom or not. It will be. It will be.
I've asked her to send pictures and stretch it out and see if it's a condom.
And here's
or not.
what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't think there would be anything wrong right now with trying to take a picture.
And I doubt anybody in that restaurant, as a side note, pleasured themselves and put it in there.
You don't think it happened?
If it is a condom, it was probably like mayonnaise in there or something. You know what I'm saying?
Like a joke.
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no, my point for this whole thing was that, when you go to a restaurant, there's no, there's probably not any recourse if something weird happens to you.
Well, actually, if somebody went to a restaurant and there was something in the food, and it really did cause harm, and it can be traced, they'd have all the responsibility in the world.
There's recalls all the time on
But
milk,
now
yogurt,
here's the
ice
thing,
cream,
Gina.
everything.
Here's the thing, Gina. This right here, I think it's reasonable to put on a rubber glove and to try to get different shots of it. But here's the other thing. You're probably not going to end up getting much, but I really would like to know how the hell this happened or what it is, just for peace of mind. I mean, listen, there's nothing you can do to prevent people from being stupid. There are stupid people all the time. But this is way egregious. Now, we've heard stories before. People who work in restaurants say, oh, Tom, you wouldn't believe it. When police come in, we always did this. Or when, this person came in, we always did this. Or when you came in, they always did. Who knows? I mean, do you think, thinking back, Mark, do you think there were times probably people adulterated your food on purpose? Do you think? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure over my 49 years on this planet, it's happened, of course.
Do you think because they had it out for you, or they just were...
No, they're just morons.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I think in my case, there actually could be people who really don't like me and thought, hey, let's do,
I always thought it was more like Uber or, like Grubhub, just taking French fries out or something like that. I bet that's pretty common.
Okay, so...
Couple pepperonis missing.
So here's the thing. I have it on my Instagram. Now, this is a new Instagram, by the way, that I started specifically for consumer problems. In other words, if you go to the Instagram account, and it's called Show Me Trouble. If you go to Show Me Trouble, you will find the picture. This is the very first time. Yes. And what we want to do is we want you to tag Show Me Trouble with any trouble you have, if it's a car, a bad fence, a roof, and we're going to start using this as our way to examine the pictures or the video or even audio. So you go to Show Me Trouble. So if nothing else, this at least was good to try out this forum. But Gina, here's what I want to know, bottom line, after we come back, just and put this to rest once and for all.
Anybody that hangs on the phone for 4 hours.
Susan,
well, she won't pick it up. How hard is it to tell what the hell it is?
Here's this there.
She's trying to glorify.
What?
Well, I mean, I just don't think the size of it.
She will not fucking stretch it out to see if it's a condom. It's ridiculous.
I think it's a melted white.
You think? I think so.
The more she sends us pictures, the less it looks like a condom.
Wait, did she send more pictures?
What's that one with the quarter?
He didn't see any of
that.
that.
You want me to
Could you send that to me?
You didn't see the one with the guy wearing it?
Mark, this really doesn't look like that rim on a condom.
No, wait till you see this one.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I'm sending it to you. Oh, you got it, Tom? Or?
No.
I'm sending it to you.
Or insurance.
Master Rooter.
So, Approval Reverse is a mortgage company that does reverse loans. I'm not going to try to sell you on reverse loans. They're a definite planning tool for some people. It allows you to tap the equity in your home. And really, here's where it can be useful. A line of credit for emergencies, right? Or a lump sum for home improvements or a vacation or whatever. If you have equity, you're getting older, you may not want to just leave it to someone, or you might want to leave some of it and use some of it. Here's the bottom line. Approval Reverse is one of the companies I know and trust for reverse loans. and you can call them. But when on a note about reverse loans, you can actually tap a lot of equity as you get older without ever paying tax on it. Because sometimes when you have a bunch of equity, you only get an exclusion, you pay tax on the rest. With a reverse loan, you can just borrow against it and never pay tax. Okay? So that's approvalreverse.com, 303-771-3528.
All right, bottom line, are you a plumber right now, or maybe an apprentice becoming a plumber, and you're sick and tired of the company you're working for? They're working your butt off. They're not giving you any good bennies or anything like that. Check this out. Master Rooter right now, not only do they have great benefits, great salaries, great everything, but on top of that, how about a $5,000 check to sign on over there? A $5,000 sign-on bonus if you're a plumber, and if you're just an assistant or learning to be a plumber, up to a $3,000 bonus. I'm going to give you the phone number. They're a great company. They've been on our referral list for over 10 years, and they're going to be a great company to work for. 720-434-3406. The owner's Tony. Ask for Tony. Tell him you heard the ad. You're looking for work. You want that bonus. Call them up, 720-434-3406.
So, anything else I'm missing? Because once in a while, I don't know if you want to talk or
yeah, if it was the 70s, I'd swear.
No, but are we done with Jim, or are you going back to her once again?
You know, Don,
she's been on for 3 hours.
Well, she has a feed on.
She's been holding on my shoulder.
That attitude that.
What do you think? What do you?
Go ahead, take advantage of me. Right.
Well, I mean,
let's
say,
what is
right.
Okay.
No, you said that before.
Anyone else? I care about your personal. I'm going to
let's
ask
say
everyone.
it was a condom with semen in it. What are her damages?
No, but I'm not asking that. I'm asking what
she got pregnant from
it is and how did it happen? What do you think? I'm going to ask that. So you don't have to tell me now. In fact, it's better if you don't. I'm going to ask specifically that and put this to bed.
Okay, I can't believe she can't unstick it from the bag to really show us.
Yeah, I know. She can't tell us. It's
stuck to the bag.
She keeps talking about if this thing goes to court, that she's going to have to pay the law. If you're going to court, what the? I mean, first of all, what are you going to court for?
Emotional damage.
So,
I got to sit next to fucking that every day.
Yeah. We got to listen to your whine about it. What's your point?
Good one, Jeff.
I already talked to Fuller, buddy. You're in trouble for being so ugly.
I think this guy Carlos is my kid.
Your face is my case.
He is so laid back, so monotone. Anyway, Tom, I called Cotman. He's been dealing with this guy Stan, who won't be until Monday. So I'll call first thing Monday morning and talk to Stan.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's no point talking to other people if he's been dealing with this one guy.
Yeah.
Wonder how much time Shaban will get.
Oh, he's already denied a new hearing.
25 years.
They have to make a spectacle out of him.
You know, it's kind of fucked up because when the Supreme Court came out kind of talking about the case, I thought that was insane.
They talked about the case?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that.
No, wait. Maybe I got that
Who are
wrong.
you talking about?
Maybe it was a member of Congress.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's her name before?
I thought they were going to come after him for civil rights after this.
Why? For a civil case, you mean?
It won't matter.
Try to sue him?
They're probably going to sue him for a civil rights violation in civil court.
Yeah, but he had a full exemption at the time.
Qualified immunity.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Arvada case, you know, the cop shooting in Arvada?
It looks like the cop was likely the one that, which sucks. But I mean, okay, as the person with the go, okay, you want to go get with a gun, you're gonna have to be smart, okay? Because after you've already neutralized that suspect,
just drop it.
Right. You need to make sure you're not misidentified as being the suspect.
Yeah, it was a horrible accident.
But some of these cops and stuff,
I can't believe you're blaming the cops.
No. Well, like I said, I don't know how the thing was. But would you go?
He is so anti-cop. I swear to God.
Would you go to a guy with a knife and empty your gun on him?
Yes.
And he's 15 feet away.
Yes.
And he's just not running at you.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I disagree.
What the hell are you doing with a knife?
What is that?
What the hell are you doing with a knife?
I don't mental.
My buddy who's been on the show, works for the FBI and does all sorts of forensic stuff with cops. Said you cannot shoot one time. If you're going to shoot, your adrenaline is so high.
You shoot to kill.
You just keep shooting.
Wait, they don't teach you to shoot to slow down.
Georgia's being sued by the federal government because they're requiring identification in elections.
Yeah, in all actuality, that was the reason they moved the All-Star game too. And then in all actuality,
they're requiring that you show ID to vote.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they're being sued for it, saying it's racist.
Can
Can someone explain to me? Honest, I really do want to know. I'm not being. How is that racist?
Because you want to know what they're. I don't agree with this.
Wait, hold on. What's going on? I do want to hear. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK. All right, 713-8255. Here is what I want to ask right now. Right now, I want to get it off the plate. Well, listen, I think it's a good topic, and I really do believe it, okay? I really believe food contamination and product contamination is a good topic because there is no set way to handle it. But right now, Gina says she recovered out of the bag, the condiment bag, believe it or not, that's the name of it, the bag with her chicken and all the other condiments. She found a used condom. Now, okay, that's it. Is it a condom or not? Whatever. What do you want, Gina, really? What do you want? And really, there is no right answer, and I'm asking. You don't sound to me like a gold digger. You don't sound to me like you're faking this. So this is my opinion. No. I want to know what you want.
There's no money in this, but I want people, it's all over the news right now. I want people to think about where they go and eat. And you were just talking about it earlier, about people who, they start with the problem and then it just keeps getting bigger, and what can you do? I've been in restaurants that were filthy, and I thought, I'm never going back there. I wouldn't eat anything that was there. And so, it does matter how you start out and what you start doing.
And that's what I want to know. So you're not looking for anything specific, but you want to get it out there. Okay.
Correct. And I should have handled the issue differently in the beginning.
How should they have handled it? What would have made you happy?
No, she said she should have handled it differently.
I'm sorry. Gina, listen, here's what I think. And then I want people to give opinions, but I, honest to God, think it is not a condom. I, honest to God, believe it is not a condom. Okay? But I looked at this other picture you have, and it does not, to me, look like a condom.
I just wish this story had a happier ending.
Okay, well, we will try to give you a happy ending. We will do that after the break. Now, seriously, stay tuned. I'm going to post the second picture, and this is where I believe it does not look like a condom. I'm Tom Martino.
No, that does not look like it. That is not a condom. Nope. That is a finger off of a glove. No.
Why don't we have her bring it into the studio?
It's a finger off of a glove. No, it's a finger off of a glove.
I'm going to send Dan out there to see it. He's going to taste it and see if it's blood.
That picture says it all.
What was the name of Caddyshack? The guy that pulled Baby Ruth off the.
Oh, that was
Bill Murray.
He bites
it. From Saturday Night Live when Chevy Chase would say, "I'm Chevy Chase and you're not." I keep waiting for Tom to do that. I'm Tom Martino and you're not.
This is a good picture.
Those two did not get along on that set at all, man.
He and Dan Aykroyd.
I mean, look how big it looked. It's just very big at the end.
Chevy Chase and Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray, right.
Why can't I download this photo?
I think both. They really fucking hated each other.
Really?
Who? Really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
I've heard interviews about it.
I love that one. I love that. I think that was great.
All in one.
That really was.
You're not clam shark, aren't you?
I don't find survivors continues to collapse condominium building on the South Florida waterfront.
I killed the call, but I said to her, I sure hope that there were no small children that had to see it. She's like, my son has an eating disorder, not because of this, but a 22-year-old son with anorexia. I've never heard of a male with anorexia. I just never.
That does not
No, that does happen sometimes.
She doesn't blame this. He was treated before any of this,
Well,
but
if you look at Dan right in the face, he'll never eat again.
Maybe he's a guy who just identifies, he's a girl identifies as a guy. Actually, I see that having a rest is fat, you got a lot of.
crazy. We don't hear of men who puke or.
Yeah, but anorexia is that where you don't eat?
That's where you don't eat. That's anorexia.
That's bulimia.
The binge and purge is that bulimia.
I pay for those meals.
Anorexia is you can never, you always think your body is, you're too fat. That's body dysmorphia.
That's anorexia.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about being too fat. I think people stop eating for control.
Yeah, but their body image.
Well, yeah, but it's a control thing, don't you think, Tom?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Why I do something wrong?
Police say at least 3 people were killed. British investigators have opened an investigation into Amazon and Google over the they are looking up to remove
I was going to say, hey,
I
have that quarter.
and Amazon
They tell, you know, we told them how much weight they had to gain, and they still trouble. We referred to a psychiatrist.
Never thought of that. An anorexia girl getting pregnant. Ooh.
Turn that down, Tom. So,
that would be rough.
So listen to this, Jeff. This fucking guy is so cheap, okay?
Who?
I'm not going to tell you who.
Daniel?
No. He's so fucking cheap. Yeah. When it was 100+ degrees out.
Oh, this is Daniel.
Instead of turning the fucking air conditioner on, he literally goes up to the top floor, grabs a fucking mattress, brings it down to the basement, and sleeps in the fucking
Just
bed.
drive to our house. You can sleep in the
Now
basement.
that is the cheapest fucking guy I've ever heard, right? I mean, seriously. Nothing wrong with the AC.
It is stupid. It is stupid.
It's fucking beyond. It's crazy.
No, it's not crazy because my dogs came down there now and they like it down there. It's a good place.
We didn't say the dogs were fucking crazy. It's the human that did it.
I'm posting this new one now because I couldn't do it. Fucking John did it. The friend I have doing. So there's the photo, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit
next. Yep.
Right
You
now.
can change. You can just change the color if you want.
Grim Barrett, man.
Yep. Now you need to write a caption.
I've got the cooler in the shop for the boys. But
After-
I've got AC in the front office, but I don't run it.
Closer
Why?
look.
Because you're out there all the time, mostly. I usually see in the shop, not out front.
Yeah. But there's times where I got to go in there and I got to do stuff for a couple of
Have you lost any good workers?
Because of COVID?
No.
Just over the last year, just short.
They jump ship.
No, a lot of people jumping ship.
Doesn't.
He's going to be going for another month here now because
Right.
over.
Akon.
And he's been trying to get his wife and daughter up here legally. But he went back to Mexico when his daughter was born, and he was gone for 6 months. And that was tough. It was tough on me and Cherry.
Who was building?
I was.
Like.
So, but then I was also trying to run the front. And do
all
the other stuff.
A finger off a
So
rope.
now,
Look here, it's got
like
kind of a
finally got
square.
location. But my son, you know, he works restaurants.
I would assume
He
that's
was
the
working
one you
for
wanted.
the Sierra over there next to Cabela's.
Yeah.
Okay, he was working over there. And they restructured a bunch of stuff, and then they ended up really screwing a lot of people out of a lot of money.
Hashtag
he was working
used condom.
that restaurant, the sister restaurant, down Castaway. He put in 40 hours, and they handed
For people who want to search used condoms on Instagram.
Because they redistributed it. They said, we're restructuring all the money so we can make sure that everybody's getting
Hashtag.
He puts in 40 hours.
No, never done. Not that I know of.
Labor board.
I've never heard of putting commas between hashtags.
Okay.
God, I hope I'm right.
Is he liking it?
I was told that.
He likes it enough. He wants to get back to the restaurants. He hasn't told me. He's told the guys out there.
It's just so weird, yeah.
Did they get that paycheck protection plan, the restaurant?
The restaurants? Oh, I know they did. Yeah.
Well, they should have distributed the money proportionally.
What they did or didn't do, they gave him an exit interview, and he
That
I
last
don't know
word's
what
not
all was
spelled
going on.
right.
He
Oh,
expressed his opinions,
contamination. I thought you were
what they
doing
did to him and everything else. And they flat out told him, "We think you guys were overpaid anyway."
Really?
In those
Can you do 2 words like food contamination or?
It's but you make it one word. Food contamination, no space.
Because they work on tips.
It depends. Less than minimum wage, depending on your position.
Right.
So, there's a minimum. I think there's an established minimum wage for wait staff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a little lower. And they just got a raise up when they jumped up to Colorado.
That's better. Now
How
I
old
hit
is your
okay.
son?
Now you hit okay.
Is he
And
doing
then
this
hit share.
full-time,
Okay, now,
part-time,
what?
between?
You can post to both of your accounts or just show me trouble.
No, he was looking full-time.
Is he gonna go to mechanic school? Is he gonna go to
I mean, it's up to you.
Right now, I just want
I made
to
it
try
when he
it.
was 15.
Yeah, just hit share.
I just want to see if I can get the damn thing done.
You really need to add a picture quick.
No, it's not.
For your, I'm gonna go look on my phone. You need to add a picture
I don't
on
want
your
to
profile.
picture it. I want to try to find a funny.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter here. Okay, so we're done with the food contamination issue, but if you go to the Instagram we created to show trouble, it's called Show Me Trouble, and you can go there now and see the 2 pictures, and I think upon closer examination, I can say in my mind this is not a used condom at all. I don't think so, and in fact, I think it's torn off of a glove. I really believe that. I think it's torn off of a glove. It's a finger. And I think the blood inside it came from a cut on a hand or something. That is my opinion, but you'll see both shots, the one where she recovered it and thought it was a condom, and then a closer shot. It's she said it was in her chicken, not in the chicken, the food itself, but in the bag with the chicken. In the condiment bag, believe it or not, she found what she thought was a condom. So the Instagram account is Show Me Trouble. And in fact, I would like you to anytime, you don't even have to be on the show first, send any kind of trouble there. If you have a bad fence, a bad roof, something's falling apart, whatever it is, you need help, you can send it to there. Okay?
8 months.
8 months what?
This woman has kept that for 8 months.
Well, I know.
No, okay. Now, I mean, I don't know. I think she's a little wacky.
Well, you know, I don't even know what that means.
There.
I mean, I think she really found something in her food.
She did, but for 8 months.
What makes her wacky?
Calling an attorney over it?
Well, I don't know. I don't think people know what to do, Mark. I don't think they know what to do. So she called an attorney friend, she said. She didn't hire an attorney. And again, people believe...
She kept talking about a crime.
People believe... No, what she said was she doesn't know if it is evidence of a crime, meaning it was bloody. Did it, who knows?
I'm sure she's normal.
Here's the bottom line. People don't know what to do when they come across stuff like this.
What would you have done?
I don't know.
I would have driven back to the restaurant at a minimum.
Right there. Right then and there. I think I would have gone right back that day and say, look. And I think, who knows? I never really had a problem with food contamination. The thing is, though, but when people do have it, though, really, they get very incensed and upset about it. My mother had one time. It was a bone-in chicken. So, it was supposed to be boneless. And I said, look, this happens. But when something is totally foreign, a foreign object in your food, do you have recourse? Usually not. First, there's the level of proof, and then damages. And thank goodness most people aren't damaged by it. By the way, there has been tampering, which is a little different than contamination. One time years ago, there was tampering of Tylenol, if you remember. It might have been...
Yeah, a guy would be walking through the store and literally do it in the store.
Maybe 30 years ago, they would go. Now, and after that, sealed packages. And in fact, some packages now, because of COVID, have changed.
How about Bluebell ice cream? That was more of a, I don't want to call it a natural, but for whatever reason.
I don't remember that.
Killed a lot of people.
And lately, people were doing that licking of ice cream, remember?
That's disgusting.
What does that mean?
They were going into stores and licking ice cream and then putting it back into the
They
freezer
put it
department.
on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, do you have a story of food contamination? I'm just curious if it's ever happened to you.
We had a cough drop in Chinese food one time.
Did you? Okay. See, these are things that people come across. And again, some of them might look and feel more serious than others. Now, some food tampering or product tampering can be dangerous. Now, product tampering, for example, when it comes to gift cards, or what some people have done is scraped off the part that has the code to activate it. Then they take down the website. They basically take a picture of it with their phone, right? Then they scratch it off and get that code number. Then they have a special paint that paints that back on over that special code. Now they go and they activate the card, and they're notified by email when there's activity. So when someone buys that card and charges it up because they just bought it, these people immediately make a withdrawal because they're notified your card has now been activated, and since or whatever, and since they have already been on there, they get to cash in on that money before you do. So always look at gift cards. I always say you look at the gift cards really carefully to see that there's no tampering on that magic code that's covered by this stuff you scrape off. You just have to visualize that, and it can't be.
Can I say something about gift cards? Just in general, people, if anybody asks you to pay in gift cards, it's a scam.
No, I think that
But
is
I
pretty
get so many calls from people who get, please, people, if you're talking to somebody.
Or not just gift cards, anything out of the ordinary.
Right, don't pay in gift cards.
You'd be surprised how many people, they'll go out and buy iTunes cards to pay the IRS. Now, what the hell? Does that make sense to anyone? That's a sure sign of a scam. By the way, we have another hour to go, or now 40-some-odd minutes, 50 minutes. So if you want to call in, you'll get right in, 303-713-TALK, okay? 713-8255. I'll take your calls. I want to mention that the guy we had on, they asked, I've been getting a lot of emails about Water Pros, because they love this guy, and they want to know about the water conditioning or the water filtration. Full house systems under $2,000, and it's waterpros.net. I will give out his number. A lot of people want the number. I don't know why they can't just look up waterpros.net, but here it is. By the way, he does a great job. You can do a point-of-use drinking fountain, or you can do filtration for the whole house, or conditioning for the whole house. If you do conditioning, it helps your plumbing, cleans your laundry better, leaves no residual. It's healthier because of that. And then your pipes last longer. More than anything, you use way less detergent. Here's waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. If you just moved into a new home, now's the time to do it. And I'm telling you, it's the lowest price in the entire industry, waterpros.net. Here's the number, 303-862-5554, 303-862-5554. 5554. So continuing on this, let me take your calls, as I said. So right now, Ben, what food contamination have you had, sir?
Tom, I heard you talking about this,
Yes.
and it reminded me, probably about 4 years ago, I found a condom in my falafel.
Did you really? Or are you kidding around? Now, is this going to be a joke? Go ahead.
No, it was devastating.
You really did? And
yes.
And was it used, or was it just a condom?
I don't think it was used.
You know what? What did you do?
I complained.
And what did they do, out of curiosity?
Gave me another falafel.
Are you sure it wasn't a finger condom?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You know what, Bennett? I will tell you that it happens way more than we know. And really, what can you do? I mean, what can you do? As a restaurant owner, I would want to know if there are any employees tampering with stuff. Let's talk to Cheryl. Cheryl, what's happening?
Well, I'm going to keep it brief and let you ask the question.
Sure.
Landlord.
Okay.
I have a single-family dwelling.
Yes.
For which I have rented to 2 older women.
Okay.
pre-70, probably in their 70s.
Okay.
One of the women has become a hoarder.
This is terrible.
Is devastated.
So wait,
Now,
they live together, and are they both on the lease?
Yeah.
Okay, and are they both responsible for the whole lease?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal. They're both responsible for the whole lease, and one has become a hoarder. Does the one that is the non-hoarder wanting to move?
She wants to no, she doesn't want to move, but she may have to because it has become unbearable.
Does she want you to get rid of the hoarder?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be easy. Now, evictions are a little tricky, but if it's not COVID related, I believe you can still evict her. Where is this? What municipality is this?
Monument, Colorado.
All right, let's hold on and talk about it. I'll come right back to you.
I'm Tom Martino. How do you evict a hoarder when the other one doesn't want to go?
You roll it's
easy. Grab some of their shit and run. They'll follow you.
Comment on something that happened got in his food. Was in his falafel.
Yeah. No,
I got a bag full of coconut.
And Mark's solution.
Really? Honest to God, where?
No, he did. Food truck down in Arizona. Know what I found?
Hold on. All right, check it out, Master Rooter Plumbing. These guys are looking for plumbers. Write this down. In fact, it's a lot of zeros. $5,000 is what they're doing for sign-on bonuses right now if you're a plumber. Now, if you just know a little about plumbing or you want to get into the business, they also have sign-up bonuses for you guys too. They're a great company to work for. They've been on a referral list over 10 years. Tony Akers, he is the owner. I know him personally. They've done work at my house. They're great guys. They'd be a great team to work for. You can find them on the referral list or call Tony at 720-434-3406. Yes, $5,000. If you're a plumber somewhere and you're sick of working where you are, these guys got great benefits. That sign-on bonus, you got to check them out. Now, listen to this story. It's one of my favorite to tell. $70,000 I got. Now, well, I had roof damage. Guess what my insurance company said? They came out, they inspected it. They said there's no damage here, so I called Matt at Paragon Services. Matt came out, he looked at it, he got in touch with my insurance company. Bing, bang, boom, guess what? $70,000. You have any problems with your insurance company, I want you to write this down. He does commercial claims and he also does residential. 719-726-0020. Any issues, even if you think you were ripped off on a claim that's been closed within the last 2 years, Matt can reopen that claim and get you more money. 719-726-0020.
You know, for the past several months, you've heard me talking about
they were running drugs off that food truck.
And we
you're supposed to order off the bank in order to get a hamburger full of cocaine, but I didn't order it, but I got it anyway.
You know what the combination I found? I found tuna fish in a Subway tuna fish sandwich.
That would be crazy.
Did you read about that?
Yeah, that not 1 ounce of DNA of tuna in their tuna fish
So
sandwich.
mine was contaminated by a real piece of tuna. But there was that was just that one place. But it's happened before.
So,
well, there's also, they can call tuna the stuff that's not tuna.
He put me on hold too quick. That was me with the falafel. Yeah, it was. Yes, and then I was asking him where he put his used condoms, but he already put me on hold.
That was you, really?
Yes.
You didn't sound like
Suzanne didn't even know it was me.
Did you think that was?
I figured if anyone knew it was me, it'd be you, just because I said falafel. How many people fucking eat falafel?
I know, that's what
So I didn't. You can't tell when someone puts you on hold when you're there.
Oh, really?
So he had me on hold, and I said, "Yeah, what I'm really more curious about is where do you put your used condoms? What food?"
That's pretty. Did you try to disguise your voice?
Well, yeah.
Tell me more. Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool.
You're lucky you put that falafel guy on hold.
Mark, we have to be careful about, not careful legally, about who we call us out, I think, because when we get true, and I'm really not, it'll It's because you called one guy.
She's had a condom in her house for 8 months.
Mark, listen, what I'm saying is she really didn't sound like fucking nut. I mean, not really. But what I'm saying is, even if you think she's a nut, what we need to do is just kind of not always come down on callers, because I listen sometimes. I get so pissed at people that I listen to that show thinking, it almost sounds like I don't like. I mean, sometimes you get to where there's so many stupid ass fucking problems, and you have to force yourself to kind of.
I'm telling you, after 3.5 hours of her holding, coming in and out of this shit.
But that's my fault. She was holding.
No, the fact that she stayed on for fucking 4
When
hours.
you get a real nut, though, I think it'll lose its luster.
Well, the problem with real nuts, and I mean the real nuts, is you don't want to call them fucking nuts.
No, I don't mean like those sympathetic ones. I mean, there are ones that are just stubborn fucking nuts.
Like when you sent me out to the couple that got fucking robbed by the mailman.
No, they're sympathetic. I'm talking about like, we're lending up people like that guy.
I think most people that listen to her, just as her as an example, by the end, if they've been listening to the whole show, thought she was a fucking nut.
No, but let them. Okay, they come to that conclusion. What I'm saying
I would
is,
say most people.
I don't ever want to become a fucking inhospitable place for people to call, not thinking they're going to get a sympathetic ear. Well, look, there are definitely times, like I did with that guy with the car. Fuck, there are just times you can't say, how do you, what do you coin? How do you fucking fight stupid? That guy did.
Yeah, but I bet we end up.
Thing in the world.
I bet we end up helping him, though. I bet we end up helping him.
But my God in heaven, how do you get to a point where you just let people tell you what you need?
Oh, this Carlos guy? Yeah. I'm telling you, he's on Quaaludes or pot. There's no inflection in his voice.
Or he just has
but here's another thing. I started thinking about, God, my kids. They get in, right? What's going to teach kids or teach people not to be like this? Unless you tell them, do not be like this. That's why I did that.
Do you think some people don't call because they're afraid you're going to yell at them?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Listen, I think sometimes, yes. And I have to be careful of that, because mostly they're wrong.
You gotta put on your kid gloves like I do.
Mostly callers are wrong about stuff.
I know.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. SaferNet.com. If you remember this website and you download the app, you will most likely save a ton of money at some point in your life. You won't even know when you're saving the money because you're not going to get attacked with malware. That pipeline could have saved $4 million if they had SaferNet and they used it properly. Download the app, SaferNet.com. Get 44 days free. You don't even have to make a decision right now. Just download it. 44 days free if you put Tom in the promo code. It'll protect your computer from all viruses, malware, ransomware, anything of the sort. Okay, let's go to the phones. Cheryl, here's the bottom line. You have 2 tenants. They both lease. They're both responsible for the whole thing. And the one tenant wants to either leave or have you evict her roommate. Is that right? Will she stay if you evict the roommate?
I believe she will. I'm not sure that her finances at this time can handle it, so I'm still...
Okay, then you just need to... The best thing to do anyway, even if she does want to stay, is to evict both of them. They're on one lease. It would be almost impossible to just evict one, because they'll use the argument... Well, if one can stay, why can't the other? So I would evict both of them.
There's more, Tom.
Go ahead.
One more thing.
Yeah.
As of 2 days ago, the hoarder, who doesn't appear very stable, invited an internet guy from California to move out here and move in with them.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Scaring the living crap out of the good tenant.
Now, hold on. You need to take immediate action, Cheryl. She met a guy on the internet?
Yes, she through the internet, and he moved out here. She picked him up at the airport, brings him home. He's frightening.
What's frightening about him?
Well, he pretty much told the other tenant. She came home, found him there, and he's sitting in her chair, and she goes, "That's my chair. I live here. Who are you?" He said, he made some comment
don't swear.
Too bad.
Oh.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Too bad. He did swear, but he did. And then when she went up to the room, she goes, he says, I can go wherever I want.
Okay, you need to get rid of them. You need to get rid of all of them, unfortunately. Cheryl, how old are they?
The women are in their 70s. I assume the man is older as well. He's
Okay.
Obviously.
You need to evict. You need to take immediate action. It could be a violation of the lease if you wrote the lease right, the hoarding.
It is.
And also the
It
the extra tenant. Then don't even hesitate. Do an eviction. Does Brad do evictions, by the way, Bradley O'Brien? Does he do them or not? Do you know?
I don't think so. I can find out.
I know he doesn't do eviction defense, but he may work for a landlord.
You're right, Tom. Let me ask him.
Okay, find out. Cheryl, you cannot wait. And I'm telling you, a lot of harm can come to your property. And hope that this guy doesn't know the system and try to beat the system by invoking the COVID thing. Because you're going to have a lot of people invoking.
If the guy's not on the lease, how could he use COVID as a defense to get it?
No, he can coach that woman, as I'm saying. I'm hoping. What do you think?
Well, I think if sheriff or anybody actually looked at the damage just from the hoarding, she can probably get an eviction.
Good. You need to do that.
I already did a write-up, notice of eviction, and tried to be as clear as I could.
Oh, good. So did you already give them the 3-day notice?
It sounds like she just made up her own thing.
Don't make up your own thing. You got to do it. Listen, Cheryl, I'm not sure specifically why you called, but if you need a reference, we'll get you someone who can help you. I want to make sure that we address what did you specifically call about?
Just to make sure I'm doing it right.
Okay. You will do it right. You will do it right if you get an attorney. I would not even attempt to do it alone, especially now with the complication. Dean has a comment on the so-called condom in the food. I don't believe it is, after looking at another photo or another pic. Go ahead, Dean.
Hey, Tom, I'm in the first aid business, and as a matter of fact, I used to do Clear Channel and run into you every once in a while, but they are called finger cots, and they look like a condom, but they're small. You have to be pretty little endowed.
I know Mark uses them.
As a condom.
Mark uses them. And I mentioned that in the very beginning, by the way. Thank you. No, Dean, seriously, we did mention it's probably a finger cot. And Mark kind of recognized that right away. Monty, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I've been listening to you like forever, so it goes way back.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, I am in the market, and I'm looking to buy a new car for the first time in 20 years. The last car I bought new was 20 years ago.
Whoa.
Well, I know there's like it's been a great car. I don't really even want to sell it.
It's not a great time to buy right now, new or used, but what's your question? What kind of car do you want to buy?
I'm looking at a Highlander, a 2021 Highlander, because that's what I have now is a Highlander Toyota, and it's been an awesome car, and those are great cars.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, when I go to the sales lot up here in Fort Collins, they say, well, we're selling it for the MSRP. We can't do anything less. We won't do anything more. So I'm just wondering, is that what
it's
it
horrible.
is now?
Well, it's horrible. Now, listen, if you're asking me, are you asking me what? Is it legal, or are you asking me, is it true? What are you asking?
Is it true with the shortage? Because I thought you always could pay less than the MSRP.
Well, hold on. That's called manufacturer's suggested retail price. Of course, you can pay less. But,
and if
Monty,
you do pay it, you're a sap.
Monty, they don't, listen, man, they don't have to give you an excuse. They don't have to say there's a shortage, even if there's not a shortage. No dealer in the world has to back off the MSRP, and they can even charge more than the MSRP.
And they do all the time.
Now, some franchises may frown upon it, and you may have in your franchise agreement something that says they can't do it, but most every dealer I know, when they get short, they start adding to the MSRP. In fact, one car I was looking at, this dealership at Westminster Mercedes thought they were doing me a favor. I swear to God, he was like expecting a pat on the back and maybe a spot on a referral list when he said, Tom, I'll tell you what, we can probably get you that car for $35,000 more than the MSRP. And I said, well, where do I sign up and kiss you and, call me silly? Only 35,000 more? I didn't do it, of course. So, Monty, man, it's just what you can negotiate. Now, I will say this. There are some dealers just using it as an excuse, and I think dealers, they all hop onto this. Like when everyone starts talking about shortage of supply chain, all this, even if they have a bunch of units that they've had for a while at the lower basis, they still think, hey, let's use this as an excuse, or they think about replacing it, and they know they're going to have to replace it with higher priced vehicles. So, Mark, you say you don't do it. So what would you do? Simply wait? I mean, if he wants
No, find another dealership.
No, but I'll bet you, though, if you won't find one to sell you that under invoice. Or do you think, why would a dealer do it if they don't have to, is what I'm saying.
I have no idea.
I don't think... I think
who is it, Shop, that sells one price all the time?
I think in some cases you will never find a certain vehicle at below invoice. I think, or below MSRP. I think in certain cases, because they're all doing it. And it's like, well, why bother?
Well, then you wait.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. Or maybe you find a dealer who's desperate enough. But do we know any desperate dealers nowadays?
Hey, Tom, will you explain the difference between invoice price and MSRP so people know?
Well, there's actually more than one invoice. That's the problem. And that's really important. And, yeah, I can explain that. Bennett, you have and I will. I promise you. I'm going to make a note here so I do not forget, because I've been doing that sometimes for people saying I'm going to do it. I will tell you there's a couple invoice prices, then there's the MSRP. Bennett, what is your comment, sir? What's your comment? Oh, yeah, go.
I have two, actually.
Yes.
Every time, excuse me, let me get this.
Sure.
Every time that I've needed some advice on buying or selling something.
Yes, sir.
I've called Mark several times.
Yes.
And he has been 100% on the money.
Well, good. Is that what you wanted to tell us?
No. What I want to ask you, and I don't think Mark or you can answer this.
Yes.
Why in the hell are people calling you after they screw up? Why
Well, that's when they're supposed. Well, that's when they do call, when they need help.
Well, why don't they call you beforehand?
Well, no, we ask people to call before they make a major purchase or a major transaction. You're right, Bennett. It's always easier to help people before. But I don't want to discourage people who make mistakes or even dumb mistakes, okay? However, there are some times that we can't help. They're just dug in too far. But we will still try. 303-713-TALK.
I think people get confused between MSRP and invoice price.
Yeah.
See, I have a comment.
There's a factory
not
invoice in it.
small.
Yeah.
But it's a good. You were just in the.
It's a good thing to explain to people.
Shrink it. You know what? I hate the one shop price.
I hate it too.
No, I think
except
shop
if it's one price, like
Corvettes almost always go above MSRP.
Just the first year when they pop. No, in fact, just that mid-mounted engine.
I think a lot of Corvettes.
You think the year before that, that thing was selling at MSRP?
You know, when it came to the G-Wagon, I said, fuck you people, I'm going to wait. Not wait, I'll find somebody. And no matter who I called, I swear to God, it didn't fucking matter. They were even going back on the leftovers saying they're going to add to it. And I just got pissed, but here's the thing. They don't give a shit because somebody's going to buy it. Right. That's the part. You lose all bargaining power when the market is a seller's market.
And they can sell for whatever they want.
And I know. And no matter how it pisses me off, I say, come on, man. But then you get to a part where you think MSRP is a deal. Let's talk about Colorado Pain Care. I've said this several times. I say it again, coloradopaincare.com. It's the place to go for pain. You start out, they give you immediate relief when they can. They have trigger point injections. They have dry needling. They have other things. Then they have physical therapy, and they have more invasive permanent procedures. They have nerve blocks. They have spinal cord stimulators, minor surgeries, whatever you need. They customize a plan for you. Don't live in pain. Get your life back. They're dedicated to this, and they take all major insurance. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN. My whole house fan saves me money. I already paid for it. Now, here's what I mean. QCColorado.com puts in a whole house fan. What it does is it goes in the ceiling of your top floor. It has a remote control so they don't have to wire in the walls. The fan is remote mounted. That's why it's silent. And there's a flexible duct that goes to a small grate in your ceiling. It takes less than 2 hours to install. And immediately you get the savings because when you turn it on in the evening and morning, cool air comes through your home quicker than any air conditioner could ever do it. And then your house cools down and your air conditioner maintains whatever temp you want. Sometimes you don't even use air. Dan never uses air conditioning. He just uses the whole house fan, or hardly ever. I save 90% on my air conditioning. QCColorado.com. You can also read about them in 303consumer.com, my consumer magazine, where there's an article about how it works. 303-800-3419. That's QCColorado.com, 303-800-3419. FixMyHome.com. Right now, new HVAC systems for starting at around $77 a month. George and his team at Fix It 24/7 is dedicated to finding you value during a time when materials are starting to be in short supply. Don't get caught coming up to fall and winter without a new system if you need one. Now's the time to do it because supply chains will show shortages. FixMyHome.com. $77 a month in many cases will get you a complete brand new system, and even the other really big systems are cheaper than ever with Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939.
You should use that comment. Retail is for suckers.
Where'd you get that comment?
Kramer.
Oh, is that it?
There's trim.
Well, I remember one time, he's always had fucking scams. Every time he turns around, there's a scam, right? With him, how he's going to get rich.
His friend Bob Sacramento.
I love your face is my case. Wasn't that it?
That's just Childs. Johnny.
I love that attorney.
Yeah. Jackie Childs.
These people drive me crazy.
Kramer also thought it was a good deal to get, what at the airport? What's the tax-free thing you get at the airport?
Duty-free?
Duty-free.
Duty-free shop.
What about it?
I want to shop at the duty-free shop. See, he thought that was a great deal.
Weren't they going to do a commercial one time?
Duty. What is it? It's duty.
You know what? Didn't they have a product they were going to sell? No.
Yeah, the bladder for the ship.
What? What was it?
It was a bladder to hold the oil. So then if the oil tanker, remember the Exxon Valdez, it spilled oil everywhere. So it was a big condom that you would put the oil in, and then therefore if the ship hit anything, the oil wouldn't spill out of the condom.
It would just be flexible.
That's right. It's actually pretty fucking smart.
All ships are double hull.
You know, they did that with gasoline tanks and airplanes. They made bladders that were flexible and helicopters and stuff.
Well, don't they do that with some jet fighters so
Don't
that
forget
the bullet goes into the
the
fuel tank,
invoice. I
it
got
doesn't
it.
explode?
Don't let me forget about the invoice.
Well, it's right here, Scott.
Certified installers and
reliable owners with
warranties you can trust. K&H Home Solutions, a company to So, here, I'm going to give you a perfect example of why I can't stand shower. Look at this. Look how much that is. $31,519. $31,519 for the Kona Knight. I just bought same year, make, model, same fucking thing in Arapahoe for $21,000.
$10,000 difference?
Yes, but it's not just 10,000. It's 33 fucking %.
Wow. But everything right now is a little different there.
How long ago was that? A fucking month ago?
That was, I tell you, cars.
Let me see.
Just what Norris said. Norris said he says that they're 30% above.
Do you think there's also a trust? When you go into shop and they say this is the price, do you believe that nobody else gets a better deal.
Right. That's what they want you to believe.
Right, but I'm asking, do you think
I
customers...
think people shop there do.
What was the question?
You go into shop,
Yeah.
31,000.
No, they don't move. In fact, I shop.
No. Do you think customers actually believe nobody made a deal?
They don't do any deals.
Okay.
The other one that doesn't is CarMax.
Tom Martino here with Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission.
Don't forget these guys. He does a great shop. He's very busy, but it's worth the wait. And he's on the referral list, of course, referrallist.com. Now, I want to go over the stickers real quick, then I'll answer your specific question. MSRP is just what it says, manufacturer's suggested retail price, and that's what it is. Now, many times, that's called a Maroney sticker because Senator Maroney required that dealers put this sticker on there, and it has to have a lot of other stuff on it. Then there are addendum stickers, and those are additions put on by the dealer. Okay, that's an addendum sticker. So you add the sticker to the MSRP, and that's, of course, the price they'd love to get, and then you negotiate from there. But then there's something called an invoice, and this is where it gets confusing because truly it can be a downright lie. So a dealer say, hey, man, I'm going to give you this for invoice. Does that mean they're making money? Sometimes. Here's why. They have a factory invoice, and that's truly what they paid the factory for the car, either on a floor plan or cash. A dealer buys that car, or they take it on a floor plan, which is a line of credit. That's called a factory invoice. Built in to almost every factory invoice is what's called a holdback. What is a holdback? It's an incentive to the dealer to sell cars. If they sell a certain amount, they get to keep the holdback. In some cases, they get to keep the holdback no matter what. It's become a tradition. But usually there's 2 or 3% of a factory holdback that dealers get at the end of the year or end of the quarter, however they do it. So even if they show you the factory invoice, they still have a profit built in there or an extra amount of money. Then there's a dealer invoice. And here's where it gets tricky. If you take a factory invoice and they have a car come in, they prep the car to be put on the lot. Now, this prep department charges their own dealership a fee. And it might be $200. It might be $3. It might be $75. And that's prep. Some dealers don't do it, but some do. Then others might do, let's say, a sunroof. And then their options department puts extra stuff on it, and they charge the dealer. So there's a charge on top of that. So a dealer invoice could be a lot of extras the dealer added to the factory car, but they added them in at a profit built in. So when they say they're selling it at cost and they show you a dealer invoice, they have the 2 or 3% holdback in the factory invoice plus the profit on each line item for each invoiced item that the dealer added to that car, because they actually have an internal accounting system where they add in things on top of the factory invoice which already has profit in it. Very few times will you actually learn what their dead cost investment is in a car. But
can you get a factory invoice from a dealer if you walk in and say, I want to see the factory invoice?
Sometimes not. I mean, just like if you go into Nordstrom and say, I want a factory invoice on that suit. Go to hell. We don't have to show you that.
And is it always lower than the MSRP?
Well, yes, of course. Otherwise, no one would sell anything. Because if you can't buy and sell for profit. What were you going to say, Mark?
Well, it's not really different than you, but some manufacturers like Hyundai, that 3%, and it happens to be 3% with Hyundai and Kia, is actually 3% of the MSRP. So if the MSRP is $100,000, the dealer's holding $3,000, will get $3,000 back.
Good. Because okay, so if someone says they're going to sell it at factory invoice, they're still getting money.
Well, and on top of that, a lot, like Arapahoe Hyundai, sells more Hyundais than anybody else. In fact, a lot of them added up in 1 year, they get extra kickbacks and they get better inventory because they move it so fast.
And it could be that they get extra stipends at the end of a quarter or end of a year if they sell a certain number of vehicles, so they could have more than that 3 or 5% built in.
But they'll charge you for a cup of coffee.
So what dealers do when they deal with you, they try, of course, never to go below their dealer invoice because they want that built-in profit and they want the holdback. But listen, who cares if they make money? I want them to make money. I don't know why in the car business we all feel like we have to know what they're making. I mean, you know, I don't care as long as it's a good price for the car. Hey, okay, let's go to Scott. So, Scott, what advice do you need on buying then?
Hi, Tom. I'm considering buying a 16 Prius hybrid. It's got a little over 100,000 miles.
Okay, hold on, man. 2016 Prius?
Yep, hybrid. It's got a little over 100,000 miles. Bought it from a private seller. And
you're going to overpay for it because they bring artificially high prices.
I appreciate that. But my question is, what should I expect to pay in the near term being 2 to 3 years, for battery replacement?
That's the only big thing you have to worry about. The engines are quite simple. Now, Jeff Vick, the engines on those Priuses are quite simple, right?
Yeah, they're pretty simple. I mean, the batteries themselves are probably worth about as much as the car.
Right. So what do you think that's going to cost? Mark, do you have any idea? You research the one, Mark.
Well, at one point they were about $3,000. I don't know now, but I know this. Sheridan Auto Tech, they're doing them. So whatever they quote
yeah,
is
you know what?
Right.
Hey, Suze, let's try real quick if we can call Kevin Calkin and find out what a redo of the Prius battery. Scott, hang on and we'll find out, okay? All right. Okay. All right, hang on. Tom? What's going on with you, Tom?
What can you tell me about XL smart meters?
The only difference about them, first of all, they are pretty accurate, and the thing that makes them smart is they usually give the homeowner some options to read it and to get notified, but it's really for the XL techs who can get the numbers either from the neighborhood or it's reporting straight to the office and they never have to read it. So it depends on what generation you have.
But why even care? Because if they want to put one on your house, they'll put one on your house.
Right. Yeah. In your agreement with XL, they have a right to change or upgrade anything. So what specifically did you have a question about?
Well, they say it's free. It only takes them 15 minutes. No direct cost to me. But then next paragraph it says if I opt out, there's to go to their website to see the associated fees involved in opting out.
Do you know why? Because they're going to have to send a meter reader, or they're going to have, it's going to be more work for them. So that is common, Tom, by the way. They're not lying to you. What they're saying is there is no charge because they want you to have this meter. But if you don't do it, it's going to cost them more to maintain your premises.
That's like all these loan companies, especially car ones. If you do auto pay, they'll knock your percentage down a half point or a point.
You know, man, I'll tell you, I love these new things. Why would people care? I
mean, they usually have a digital on there. You can go look at it yourself. It's like, you know, that code. You know,
the smart meters.
Smart meters usually have little.
Oh yeah, the smart meters now they're letting you have access on your phone you can be notified about peaks and stuff. On some of them, like I don't know if they've come to Excel yet. I wonder some pretty smart shit you can do.
I wonder if they have the ability to limit you with it.
Well, how would they?
They do.
Well, yeah, maybe they do. You know, choke it down.
Yeah.
Mark, choke it down. Yeah. Well, why would? You're right.
Well,
but
now is the time to get they can shut off the air conditioner on me.
Just your air?
Yes, my air.
How do they get just to your air?
They got a thing on the air.
Well, okay.
Wait a minute.
First of all, I call bullshit because he's never turned on his air.
Mark, hold on. O'Brien Legal Services is the place to call for real estate law. You know what? O'Brien is a really valuable member of our referral list because we use them for all of our real estate issues. Guess what? The people who had real estate transactions without him. Doesn't it make sense when you're dealing in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate that you take a few $100 to have things reviewed? The biggest mistake we're seeing recently are unmarried people who are buying things together without a partnership agreement. You can't depend on the law itself to be equitable when you guys have a private thing going. So get an attorney involved. So, O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388. 720-370-7388 for all real estate issues, including property line disputes. OLSlaw.com. Solar used to be a bad word for me because you couldn't find anyone to come out and do solar the right way, and you couldn't find anyone to service it. Now I have a company that I know and love, Genesis Solar. Now, Genesis is the same as the Genesis Total Exteriors owner. He started a solar company, GenesisSolarCO.com.
20 minutes.
20 minutes for that evaluation.
Free.
And he doesn't have to come on site. It's free. 20 minutes. He can tell you precisely what you need to do to get what you need. And it's a 25-year warranty on all parts. Figure this out. Every single component. And a 25-year performance guarantee.
That's the part that's
They
great.
settle up every year on the money that you, if they don't hit the mark, and you have to pay a little more in electric, they write you a check. GenesisSolarCO.com. 720-667-4760. 720-667-4760. Now, what I need is to get in this carbide question. What did he have? He wanted to know. Oh, the battery replacement.
Susie has the answer.
Yeah, I got it. Excellent. I got to get
I
rid of
bet
it.
$3,000, did she say? How much do you think, Jeff?
It's probably close to that. Last time, we actually
Well, first of all,
Oh, you do?
do not.
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
how many batteries? I mean, what is a Prius?
I think it's one big battery.
No.
Oh, no.
It used to be just they slide in different batteries. They just
No,
slide
that's
in.
for electric
No,
cars,
it's
right?
just one big, the Prius is all electric.
No, the Prius is a
You can have
hybrid.
them. You can do it both ways.
The one he's talking about is all electric.
Yeah, but it should
Oh,
have
wait
one-
a minute. That's totally different. She may not have found out the right one.
Right, that is totally different.
I didn't know they made a whole totally. When did they start doing totally?
Long time ago. 20 years. The first Prius, I think, was all electric.
No, they were hybrid.
Okay.
Well, ask him. Maybe. What is
But I
there?
mean,
all
the thing is that the vehicle he's looking at, the thing that probably doesn't freaking. It's probably not
Let's find
worth
out.
it.
Let's find out.
It's probably not worth it.
425-3669.
People think they're such.
Those Priuses.
Oh, I'm going to save the environment. That battery that he's got to replace creates more emissions than that fucking car ever would for that gas.
I don't. The regular Prius is a traditional hybrid without an all-electric range, but there must be another one. Advantage.
You know, for the past several months, you've heard me
But where's
talking
the
about my
other
good
one?
friends at
Where's
Blue
the
Sky
other one?
CBD, and we do know that
Where-
a lot of you
I
have
don't
now
think they've
tried
had
their
it for a long
phones and
time. I
roads.
can't find
They
it with
have
all
outweighed
electric
for
Prius.
sure. You probably
Wait,
also
all
heard me talking
regular?
about Dr. Eric Dorniger from Boulder. He's now the
Where
Director of
is-
Research and
what do they call
Development.
it?
This week, Blue Sky CBD
Prius
is partnering
Prime?
with Resort Lifestyle
Prime?
Communities for seminars to answer all of your questions that you have about CBD. And believe me, before I started with Blue Sky CBD, I had
Prime or
questions as well.
something.
You know,
I
how
think
does
it's
CBD
called.
work? Is it going to work for you? Can you use CBD with your current meds? This is a
Okay.
great opportunity.
Was I the only one that called bullshit on that? You fucking know he's never turned his AC on.
Yeah. Friday at 2 p.m. at the Resort Lifestyle Communities
couple days
in
ago.
Aurora. Get your questions
The Prius Prime is
You
also
stuck gas
hybrid.
in the basement.
Guys, where are you finding an all-electric Prius? I can't find one.
And that lets you try the
I use my
house
whole
deep
house
for
maybe
me.
Jeff's
It's been a
right.
lifesaver
Jeff,
for me.
do they have them?
Blue Sky CBD.
All-electric.
Blue Sky
Turn that up a little bit.
No, it went up on its own. I swear it did. It really did.
Yeah, it did. That's it.
Yeah,
It did. It went up all by itself. Did you hear that?
Most brands are overpriced.
Mark shopping like cars is like the whiz.
Here's our Here's our
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I can save you money.
I don't see that.
so much.
I put in all electric.
World-class German labor.
The C was a hybrid.
Toyota doesn't sell any full electric vehicles.
Holy shit.
I think they're coming out with what's called a Myriad or something like that.
Yup, that's their work. They have one in between.
I don't know why I thought that Prius was
Jeff,
all
what do you
electric.
think of the Tesla?
weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover.
Pretty impressive.
I can't believe
I mean,
you
the range
fucking
doesn't
brought
make
your
sense.
mattress.
Yeah, and anybody who thinks that he's going to go full,
Bring my whole life down there. I got to do everything.
Oh,
fossil fuels. All right. But secondly,
I think they're pretty cool.
Down
I wouldn't get a fucking cheap one, not one of those Model 3 fucking things. I wouldn't get that SUV.
Tom Martino here. Okay, listen, Suze, the Toyota Prius, to change out the battery, Scott wants to know about what?
So the guy that answered, Kevin wasn't available. He's with a customer. That's a shame. But anyway, he thought it was around a couple grand.
Okay, and we thought about 2 to 3.
Yep.
So here's the deal, Scott. That's not terrible. Are you buying at a pretty good price?
Well, I bought it from a private seller, so it's a little better than I'd get if I went to a dealer.
Good, and it has over 100,000 miles, right?
It's about 102, 102.5, something like that.
Now, listen, have you thought of...
Just say it, Jeff. I can tell Jeff's going, it's not worth that money, is it? It's not even worth the cost of the battery.
But wait a minute. What year is this?
16.
It would be worth every bit as much as the batteries, for goodness sake. What? What is the battery's supposed to last 10 years, so you probably still have battery life left.
I wonder if it's warranted to a second or third owner.
Well, it's not...
I don't know that.
But listen, it's not still under warranty, is it?
Yeah, I don't think that battery's still under warranty.
No.
They say it'll last up to 10 years, but it's out of warranty.
Scott, listen, this is something to consider, too. Taking the same money. How much are you paying for the car, by the way?
Haven't gotten that far.
Oh.
I've just called him up.
Do you have an idea what he wants?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I'm still doing the research. I'm in the research phase right now.
And why a Prius and not an all-electric car?
I saw it online for sale, and I bet on the. I clicked on it.
Do you like the way they drive?
No real reason. I see them all over the place. I don't know many Prius owners. The ones I know are pretty happy with it.
Okay.
That's the extent of the research I've done.
I didn't do much research, but I've known a few owners, and they seem a little dead to me, a little dead in the pants. And even a lower-priced Tesla really kicks butt. I mean, it's just something you may want to consider.
Way more money, though, I would guess.
Well, yeah, there are more, but you can get a low-priced Tesla pretty well, and with the tax credit, it would be pretty good. Anyway, we're out of time. Feel free to discuss it another time. Don't forget Kimmer Transmission, also on a referral list at referralist.com. So, we want you to start showing us the trouble on the Instagram. Show me trouble.
5 years. What's that? That's what the cop got.
22?
22.5. It's 10% good behavior automatically, so what's that? 2 years off, so 18.5, 25.
How can he live in it?
I'm sure he'll be
protected.